And when you knock us down, we're going to get up. And on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Go ahead and say it, Ed. Go Tigers!
When I woke up this morning, I was feeling pretty dangerous.
You like that? You like that?
F it. Jamar's down there somewhere.
In the New Orleans Saints select Marcus Davenport.
No!
Splash Brothers. Yeah.
It's playoff. Get going, Brace.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
What is up, guys? Dirty Boot Sports, and we are back with episode, I think, 217. That is right. Good weekend of football. One of the best weekends of football, honestly. I think what you could call like the perfect weekend. You have two great games on Saturday. You have two great games on Sunday, and then you have a national championship on Monday that, you know, might not be described as great, but it did have a close finish. That is what is most important. We'll get to talking about that a little bit later. But yeah, we are back. Me, Chance, and Peyton yet again, and football.
We're not going to discuss the MLB Hall of Fame results from last night.
I don't care.
Okay.
No, I don't really care about CC Sabathia or Ichiro.
Dude, they're legends.
What's wrong
I
with
mean,
Ichiro?
I guess. I mean, but like, what's
Everybody
Ichiro?
loves Ichiro.
I love Ichiro.
Yeah, I liked Ichiro.
I watched Ichiro almost cry because of Ken Griffey getting on the thing to talk to him earlier.
I love Ichiro.
Ichiro's the best.
I mean, yeah, but
I like that nobody. I like that he didn't get 100%. I ain't gonna lie, I enjoyed that.
And I'm not
why do you
lie.
like that?
Coming
I just
from
like
a
it.
casual MLB guy, I always like watching CC on the mound.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was good.
Watching that big of a body.
Why do you like Ichiro missing a vote?
Because of the precedent that's been set by baseball and the fact that there's only been one 100% guy.
You think Mariano is that much better than Ichiro?
No, I don't think he should have gotten it either. I think nobody should get it. If Nolan Ryan didn't get 100%,
Nolan Ryan is
and,
overrated.
Hank Aaron didn't get 100%, like Babe
Did
Ruth,
Hank not get 100%?
nobody's gotten 100% besides Mariano Rivera.
Back then, those people, I don't think it was like voting necessarily back then. I think it was just like year in.
All right, well, nobody else
Because
has
if
gotten
you
100%.
look at those top things, it's all been in the past like
All right.
20 years.
Ken Griffey Jr. did not get 100%.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, who else? David Ortiz didn't. Screw Jeter, but Jeter didn't.
Big
Like,
Papi had reasons.
Yeah, he's getting shot at by the.
And well, there was also steroid rumors. But I don't think that they were voting on Hank Aaron back then, because why would he have not, unless it was racial reasons?
I thought they've always voted. I don't know why they wouldn't have.
For some reason, that's what I think, is that like there was not votes. at
Hank
one
Aaron, 97.8%.
point. What year did he get voted?
1982.
Yeah, so that was probably racism. So do you support racism? Is that what you're saying?
Babe Ruth, 95%.
What year was that?
1936.
Okay,
He's a white.
yeah, but that was Red Sox people. That was Boston voters not voting him in. There's absolutely
Willie Mays, 94%.
now that just doesn't make sense. Those are the best players in baseball.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if
That's
how
why
I
he
look
didn't
at
want
it is-
Ichiro to get it.
Yeah, like I'm more cool with Mariano getting it because he's the best closer to ever pitch. Even though I saw TMZ put out a report today, he undoubtedly like his
Covering
wife
up
was
child abuse.
Yeah, that's interesting.
He did it, or his wife?
Both
The
of them.
wife covered it up, I guess, for him.
Oh,
That's how the
maybe
headline
I think
made it
I think
seem.
maybe it's a mutual thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like how it would make it look like Ichiro's the best right fielder of all time, when that's far from the case.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you retroactively look back at,
I mean, that's exactly what I'm
at
doing.
the stupid standard that they put for
Yeah.
not giving Hank and Willie it, then yeah, but
I mean, it's like same thing with Ken Griffey. Like 3 people thought Ken Griffey was not a Hall of Famer.
How do you think that?
You know,
it doesn't
like,
make sense. It's
One
stupid.
person didn't think it was Ichiro.
That's
It's
just attention
it's an
seeking.
old person gatekeeping it. Well, no, the guy who didn't vote for Jeter never revealed himself. He voted anonymously.
How do you think some of these players didn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, it's stupid.
I don't know. Like Mariano, like I said, I'm semi cool with that because he's the best closer of all time. Best reliever of all time.
But is that not saying that he's the best player of all time because he's the one? In your mind?
I mean, I guess kinda. Which you could make the argument he's one of the best.
I mean, he's one of the best players.
There's not going to be just one person that gets 100%, which it looks like it might be if Ichiro didn't get it.
Yeah.
I can't think of another person who would get it. Pujols
I think
might.
It's stupid that Ichiro didn't.
But,
yeah, Pujols should.
Well, like you said, if it's like a no-brainer, like CeCe Sabathia's a no-brainer Hall of Famer. Randy Johnson, no-brainer.
No-brainer.
Greg Maddux, no-brainer. You know, these dudes didn't get 100%. Like,
that's because baseball Hall of Fame voters are the stupidest people on earth.
Well, yeah, all of which are better than Ichiro.
And they're the most egotistical
pound.
people on the planet. They think that they are above everyone in the world.
They 100% do.
Yeah, all 435 of them or whatever it is.
There weren't that many this year.
Yeah, but they have you ever seen like the videos that what was the video that the people made fun of like 2 years ago? Was it Buster Only? It was one of those like the top guys go like he has a special room in his house and there's like a dim light coming in from the roof.
Oh, they're
and
weird.
He sits down at his thing and he checks it and he made like a 5-minute video talking about him putting check marks on a box on a paper.
And like
people, dude, who cares that much?
Whenever they like new people get their vote, it is like a huge deal. Like they freak out because like I guess it's the only one where you get to like average Joes get to kind of vote for it. You know, NBA. I don't know how you get an NBA. I know football ain't like that. So I guess it's a way of life. You know, these dudes have been covering teams for their whole life, and now they're like, oh, my God, I get to vote for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't gonna lie. I would kind of feel that way, too. Like, I would make a huge deal out of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really...
Because it takes a lot to get that vote, too. I can't remember all the guidelines.
It's my least favorite time of baseball Twitter is Hall of Fame vote season.
Oh, man, it's my favorite.
No,
that dude ain't on Twitter
it's
no
awful.
more.
Well, I don't...
He left Twitter.
I don't
went to Blue Sky.
Yeah, I don't really care to go and look at everybody's ballots or whatever.
I didn't get to follow that.
But no, just the debates of it, like it's just draining and tiring.
Yeah, you should feel how I feel about Andrew Jones not being in it for an 8th year.
Yeah, who cares?
Got to wait 365, Peyton. He might get in next year.
Maybe. Who cares? Baseball doesn't
Sorry.
matter about, especially the Hall of Fame. Ichiro deserved 100, and you're stupid for thinking otherwise.
Nope. He's not better than Hank Aaron.
So everybody now needs to be under 95.
Yeah, to an extent.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Manny Ramirez also doesn't get in. A-Rod doesn't get in.
He should be in. A-Rod should be in. You know how I feel about that.
A-Rod should be a 95-plus guy.
Barry Bonds should be in.
Barry Bonds should be in.
Barry Bonds didn't even get in by his peers, though. His own peers didn't put him in. He had the opportunity from the Veterans Committee.
It's stupid.
Like 2 years ago, whenever they first came out, everybody was like, oh, shit, Barry's going to get in. He's
One
the
of
best player of all time.
Yes.
Yeah. He's the best baseball player of all time. Pete Rose should be in. Like,
so that, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Pete.
you know?
It's just more and more stuff about this Baseball Hall of Fame that sucks.
All right. Well, I'm sorry that it's the most prestigious fraternity in all of sports. So
And that right there is another reason just talking about it like that is just irritating.
sorry. It is, though. You know it is.
Oh, it is.
Because it's so freaking hard to get in it.
And it shouldn't be that hard.
Well, everybody should just get in it like the NFL
No,
and NBA
That's
guys
I would
do.
say that's what I like about
No,
Hall
yeah,
of Fame.
it
Like,
shouldn't
should be.
No, I'm not saying everybody should get in.
Like Dustin Pedroia is not going to get in the Hall of Fame. He had one of the best 5 or 6 year run stretches of all time.
That's a little bit of a stretch. He won an MVP.
They talked about it last night on the show. I know you didn't watch it because you hate it, but they talked about him how if he wouldn't have got injured, he's the first ballot Hall of Famer, easily.
But whenever you leave out guys like A-Rod and Manny and Barry,
Well, that's because the steroids and all that stuff. and
okay, so
their peers are going to put them in when they feel right. So that'll happen.
screw the peers. Screw everybody.
I mean, Hall of Fame is a story of your sport.
Barry
Yeah,
Bonds,
No matter what you did,
Barry
you
Can't tell the
Bonds
story
is-
without them.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Like Barry had a Hall of Fame career before he went to San Francisco.
yes,
You know,
yeah.
like, and that's what
Yeah.
nobody wants to talk about.
I mean,
yeah, it's
And
it's
some dude
stupid.
on, I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been Tom Verducci last night. He was talking about how he didn't vote for Beltran his first year on the ballot because of the sign stealing stuff. And he said that was my punishment to him was I gave him a 1-year punishment. Didn't vote for me. I've voted for him every year since. Like, these dudes, they're weird. They're wired differently. They are. Because they love the game, and it's America's pastime. So.
Yeah.
Sorry to piss you off like that. But
Yeah.
I didn't know you hated the Hall of Fame. I learned that
I don't
today.
hate the Hall of Fame. I just hate the, like, how high they put themselves above everybody, especially the voters. It's just a little bit.
Because it's the only one with voters.
Yeah, but it's ridiculous, and it's over the top.
It ain't like the NFL where you got a group full of dudes and you have somebody representing a person that has to go in there and talk about them. It ain't like that.
Tom Brady.
Yeah, like I present to
in.
you Tom Brady.
Yeah, he's in.
Has that happened yet?
No, he just retired like 2 years ago.
He's got to wait 5 years.
Yeah. That's what somebody's going to say, like Tom Brady.
Well, that's how they did Peyton.
Peyton
right?
Manning.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning, like
Drew Brees.
probably not.
Was
They'll
that
find a
next
way
year?
to keep him
Should
out.
be soon.
I think it's next year.
He'll give a good speech.
Be a heck of a speech.
He'll give a good speech.
Mm-hmm.
Who's getting in this year?
Was it
There's a big name this year. I can't remember who it is.
Strahan?
He's
Strahan
been,
was
He's
in
already
this.
on him.
that
He's already
list
on.
has been
Got to
in
be.
it.
He didn't retire
Look it up.
in 2020. Unless
No,
he's just
but-
not being in.
God,
I
no.
don't thi-
He retired in like 08.
I swore I was watching NFL Fox recently, and they were congratulating him.
No, dude.
Eli,
You're-
Antonio Gates,
You're
and
thinking
Kuechly.
of Eli. Eli's the big one. Kuechly being
Oh no,
Patrick Willis.
They did congratulate somebody.
Yeah, they just congratulated someone on NFL Fox the other day.
I promise you, it wasn't Michael Strahan. It couldn't have been Peyton.
T. Sizzle, Torrey Holt.
Who was it? Like, they made a big.
Jari Evans.
Was it the Jimmy Johnson thing?
They done did that.
Mike Holmgren.
Oh, while I'm looking at it,
Sterling Sharp.
what happened to Adam Vinatieri being the GOAT kicker? Like, whatever happened to that? How come Justin Tucker's now the GOAT? Kind of bothers me.
And they just threw it out there, and everybody went with it.
Like, nobody talks about Vinatieri no more.
Nobody.
He's kicked game winners in Super Bowls.
He kicked too long. He sucked at the end.
Postseason was like unbelievable.
Like,
Tucker, has he ever kicked a game winner in postseason?
not that I could think of. They don't win games.
I can't think of. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I'm sorry, but they don't.
Yeah.
But like,
It
dude,
blows
that,
my
that
mind.
really bothered me the
Yeah.
other day. I almost texted in the group chat, and I didn't want to
I
get
think
into
it's
in-depth
based
thing.
on. I think he has like the highest
It's the
percentage.
highest
He has the highest
in league
percentage because,
history.
like we said, Vinatieri kept going, but Vinatieri has kicked more clutch kicks than anybody.
Anybody.
Yeah, but we're taking Garrett Hartley over Justin Tucker.
I mean, that was one.
Well, just one though. He just had one.
Vinatieri did this for like a decade.
but-
Terry
yeah.
had 2 teams.
yeah,
Are we going? Are you valuing clutch kick or better at kicking?
what was Vinatieri's percentage? It had to be good for him to kick for 20 years.
I think it was less than.
What's going to be less than Tucker?
It's
Yeah,
obviously less than Tucker's.
But how many more games has Vinatieri played over Tucker?
I mean, look how many years he kicked. He's NFL's all-time leading scorer.
Yes, that's correct.
You know,
That right there should give you a
it's probably at the
qualification.
top, Clay, ain't it?
83% field goal kicker.
Holy crap!
That feels really low.
No, Tucker's only like 99-1. That's not that much difference.
8% is a lot, though.
That's a lot of percentage.
Yeah, but the years and the games,
Tucker is 89.
that's not that big of a difference.
13 years compared to 24.
Compare the total number of field goals attempted.
6% is not that big of a difference when you're talking about 24 years versus 13.
468 attempts and 715.
It's a lot of kicks.
Who had the 7 what? Vinatieri had the 7?
Yeah.
I'm Mike Chance. How does he just get handed the GOAT?
Like Tucker ain't even won a Super Bowl.
No.
he,
Ain't even kicked in one.
he ain't kicked in the conference championship game yet, has he?
No, he hadn't.
Was Tucker not on the? I know they won and then they drafted him the next year, right? I know he's a champion. He was a rookie. 2012.
He was on the Flacco team?
Stover wasn't on that team.
Yeah, 2012.
He kicked.
Yeah.
Well, I redacted a little bit.
He was.
Dude, he kicked
went
one field
He
goal
went
that
4
year.
for 4 over in that playoffs.
Oh, I said that's the playoffs. Okay.
Yeah, 4 for 4, and then 16 for 16 on extra points.
All right. Well, I'm sorry. He does have a ring. He's still not better than Vinatieri.
No.
Game on the line, especially now, like how far Tucker's fallen off.
Vinatieri didn't fall. It took him 20-something years before he started
Yeah.
falling off. I'm with you, right?
Like it feels like it's recency biased.
No, I mean,
If we want to be recency
this has
biased,
been a
give
thing
me
that-
Aubrey.
This has been a thing that's been discussed for like at least 2 or 3 years.
They started throwing the word "goat" around early on the broadcast.
yeah,
the other
it's
day.
a lot of people think he's the best kicker of all time, which I think
Aubrey's.
I
Better
think if you
now,
go
but-
kicker, he is the best kicker. Now you're going best performer or
Legacy.
or clutch.
Who's got the best legacy?
Then yeah, that's Vinatieri.
Well, no, I don't know if you can say, but
that's kind of like people
still-
taking Peyton over Breeze.
he's still 11 years away from keeping it till at 89%.
Yeah.
Like that 6% could drop quick in the next 11
I think
years.
it's close to. I think it's how people look at like Peyton versus Breeze. A lot of people think Breeze is the better quarterback, but Peyton has more Super Bowls. Peyton maybe has a better overall career, but if you would have gone 1 versus 1, I think more people would take Breeze, right?
I
As
would
a
take
more
Peyton over
gifted
him.
quarterback
I always thought Peyton was the better
over Breeze.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like that's not a.
I feel like that's a very common answer.
I think a lot of people like Breeze though.
Back when it was Drew Brady and Peyton, Drew was third in everybody's list.
I think as a career though, a lot of people look at Breeze as being like, if he had Peyton's defenses or if he had this, if he had that. But I think if you would have gone quarterback talent versus quarterback talent, you would have gone Breeze.
How many?
I think there was just other things that went against Peyton because like we say about like all of the MVPs and stuff. Breeze was just never on a good enough team whenever he had the much better stats typically.
Yeah, well, he should have got 1.
Yeah.
They should have given him 1. He got screwed not having 1 at least. He was.
It just depends on what you look at. Like with Tucker, he has the better stats, but Vinatieri has the better accolades.
Yeah.
Breeze has the better stats than Peyton, but Peyton has the better accolades. He has the more MVPs. He has the more Super Bowls. He has the more wins, I'm sure. Like stuff like that. But if you go stat versus stat for actual quarterbacking, I'm sure Breeze takes down Peyton.
He does in certain things. I know yards he will. I don't know about touchdowns, what it is on that end. Yards for sure. Because he had the yards record until Brady broke it.
Yeah.
I don't know what touchdowns are.
Breeze has 80,000 yards. Peyton has 71,000. Breeze 571 touchdowns, 539 for Peyton.
Okay.
243 picks for Breeze, 251 for Peyton.
Oh, I forgot.
So he beats him at everything.
Well, I forgot he had the touchdown because of Traquan.
Oh, yeah. Heck
Caught
yeah.
that in the
Monday
dome.
night.
Yeah, Monday night. I forgot all about that.
But then you go record, and it's 172 and 114 versus 186 and 79.
Vinatieri made 97% of his field goals in 2014. That was year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18 in the league. He made 97%.
Breeze also has completion percentage over Peyton. I think it's a discussion. But then you look at the awards, and Peyton has more Pro Bowls, more All-Pros, 5 MVPs. Breeze has 0.
Still blows my mind.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy. But I think that's how you can kind of look at that is a lot of people think, give Drew what Peyton had for his whole career, and you look at it completely opposite.
What hurts Drew is the San Diego stint.
I mean, yeah, but also his New Orleans stint didn't necessarily help him. Because after 2010, he has 10 years of success without wins.
Please go retire.
Yeah, not after 2010. They were really, really good 2 years after they won the Super Bowl. To me, it was a better roster than it was the Super Bowl roster. But they were.
They're also really good in 2019.
10+ games every year.
But it wasn't leading to playoff success. He
No.
only made one more NFC championship, right?
2 more. Is it Super Bowl?
Yeah.
2.
Who else did we lose to besides the Rams?
Chicago.
That was before the Super Bowl. It was the year before.
Yeah,
that was a Katrina
that's
year, right?
Well,
or a couple years before.
That'd
maybe.
been 2 years. Been 07, I think it was. The really good.
He only made 3 NFC championships, I think. Chicago, Minnesota, Los Angeles. I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that is.
While Peyton was in it every other year.
Yeah.
Him and Brady taking turns.
So I think that's where a lot of that comes down to is just that Breeze just didn't have the wins. But if you put Breeze on those Denver teams and those Indianapolis teams, then probably as many, if not more, Super Bowls than Peyton.
But that's also taking him away from Sean Payton.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning didn't have that. He had Bruce Arians.
Did Sean Payton do that much to Breeze?
He did. Saved his career.
Tony, Peyton saved Drew's
career.
Made
his career.
Absolutely, he did. Nobody wanted Drew after San Diego. I mean, he made his career. Matter of fact, Miami turned him nuts and said, no, that injury ain't going to be good. I mean, I mean, I remember when Drew signed in New Orleans, nobody even knew who he was.
Yeah.
I mean, like, nobody knew who he was.
Yeah.
And I was like, heck yeah, we finally actually might have a quarterback after watching Aaron Brooks and Jeff Blake for the last, how many years.
Pro Bowler Aaron Brooks.
I mean, like, every, like,
Pro Bowler.
Nobody knew who Drew was. I mean, his career was about to die. Sean brought it back. I don't think if you put him with Tony Dungy, or Jim Caldwell or whoever was at Indianapolis at the time.
But if you just swap the rosters, I think it would have there'd been more success for Drew.
He had bigger names to throw to at that point with the Colts
and a much better defense.
Yeah. He had it. He would have a defense.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. Literally. Yeah.
It would help with having Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne, Dallas Clark throw the ball to.
Joseph
Adai, Adrian James running it.
Bob Sanders leading the
Dominic
defense.
Rhodes.
Dwight Freeney.
Yeah.
Who was the other DN?
Robert Mathis.
Robert Mathis. Yeah.
And the linebacker.
Can't tell you
that.
Bob Sanders was the safety, I know.
Had a linebacker, too.
Defensive Player of the Year, Bob Sanders.
Heck yeah. Let's talk about this football. Real football. Not that fake crap.
70 points and a half by the Pistons, huh?
Heck yeah.
You lost that ball midair.
Hey, that's Duke legend John Johnson.
Jalen,
that's right.
He played great legend.
He played like 9 games for Duke.
There we go.
He got hurt.
So Saturday.
Oh, no, it was COVID. He played during COVID. That's what it was. He was in the COVID year. Saturday,
our Lions and the Commanders. The unthinkable happened.
I wouldn't say the unthinkable.
Come on now.
I mean,
what are you saying?
What was the Vegas books on that? I bet you
a 10-point line.
It's a stupid high line.
And I guarantee you it was all Detroit at Vegas.
Yeah.
Even with that big of a spread in the playoffs, they were all all going toward Detroit.
Nobody thought this was happening.
JD5.
Nobody thought it was happening.
We knew the defense was suspect.
Well, yeah, obviously. We knew that they were going to have to outscore, and
you just didn't think Golf was going to give you 5 turnovers.
You didn't think you were going to have to score 46 points.
Yeah. Golf only gave you 4 turnovers.
Oh, sorry.
Jameson threw the other.
I'm sorry. 4.
Somebody said on Twitter, I don't know why they thought Jameson Williams was going to throw the ball away. He's literally the dumbest person in the NFL. Have you heard him talk?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
He said, have you heard him talk in an interview?
Yeah. Yeah, whenever that happened, I didn't understand why it was him throwing and not Amon-Ra.
Yeah, like
you don't want Jameson making a decision.
No, at all. Not in all honesty, it didn't hurt him. It wouldn't have mattered.
I mean, yeah, the game was practically over at that point.
It was inevitable. That was them trying to come back from down 10, I think, at that point.
Yeah,
late.
It was shocking though.
Man, dude, JD, he's not the poise of that dude. Like, he's just smiling and just having a good time. Like, it's just no nerves. Like,
nothing phases him.
Nothing phases him
at all.
At all. And hearing Saban talking about him is just like, wow. Like,
second best player they played against.
Yeah, behind Joe
Burrow.
Yeah. And he said, GMs were calling me, and I'm like, I would pick him over anybody in this draft right now. Dan
Orlovsky's taking victory laps this week.
No doubt.
Taking a lot of victory laps.
What a call there.
Luckily, he remembered what day he tweeted that.
It was retweeted before he did.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think Barstool tweeted it out pretty quickly.
It was unbelievable. Yeah.
Lou Riddick was all on it, too.
Yeah, he was.
He was calling for it the entire draft process.
He was. Lou was on it big time.
But still, even with those people thinking that, and thinking
Speaking of Dan Orlovsky.
that he might be the better quarterback immediately, I still think it was. I don't think the Bears made the wrong decision.
No.
I don't think you can say that.
I think either route they went, they were going to be fine.
Yeah, like in their shoes,
Give them time.
In their shoes, they had to go Caleb. And honestly, if they went Jaden, who's to say that Jaden doesn't suffer from a lot of the same issues that Caleb had this year, given that O-line and the scheme and everything? Because Kingsbury was probably going to Washington regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
you
I
saw
think,
that stat I sent y'all about most sacks avoided.
Yeah, Caleb avoided like 50.
50 sacks this year. He avoided 50.
And then he also got sacked like 40 other times.
Yeah.
Did you hear the stat about the time his QBR under 3 seconds and more than 3 seconds?
Mm-mm. Whose?
Caleb Williams.
Caleb's?
His QBR when he hits 3 seconds or more is 12.
That's him just trying to extend.
No, they said you don't want him to have to make decisions.
Yeah.
He can't make decisions. Like,
well,
it needs to be
him trying to avoid the pressure
go,
and
pop, go.
Yeah.
He's probably got happy feet. At 3 seconds, he's probably thinking, "Oh my God, I don't know what to do right now."
It was on Get Up. I don't remember who it was. I was listening to the radio in my truck.
Yeah,
I'm willing to bet Dan Orlovsky.
Well, no, because Dan goes. He stopped and goes, "Did you just say 12?" And he goes, "Yeah." He said, Dan goes, I'll have to look in more than that. That's interesting. And the guy goes, you don't want Caleb to make decisions. You just want him to get the ball out quick. Pop, go. Once he starts trying to do stuff more and have to look at more reads,
that was
not
one
good.
of his. That was one of his biggest concerns coming out. Is
he showed that at USC.
He did a lot of the
one read.
And it was more so he tries to make a little bit too much happen, and I think that is something where you've seen with Cliff Kingsbury for Jaden, a lot of his offense is one read, like get the ball out quick, the entire game.
Throw the ball to McLaurin, let him run 70 yards for a touchdown.
Or throw it to Brown, throw it to Eckler out the backfield. Like, Jaden he's making it work to the absolute best of his abilities, but it is also a very simple offense for a rookie quarterback. And I think that is what has led to so much of the success, and you have to give a lot of credit to Kingsbury for that. You go to Chicago, and you knew coming out of the draft, if you watched a lot of the plays that Caleb did at USC and in Oklahoma, the best way I can describe it is like some Johnny Manziel type stuff where, you think about the Johnny Man's play, wherever he's doing the roll around and then he tosses it to the back of the end zone. It felt like Caleb tried to do a lot of stuff similar to that where, he could run around on Pac-12 and Big 12 defenders, but once he got to the NFL and,
and he could.
In the NFL, you have, 2-3 seconds to throw the ball. You're not going to be able to really make that magic happen. So whenever, 3 seconds goes by and he doesn't have the ball out or the play wasn't drawn up as perfectly to get it out as it is in Washington, then chaos happens.
But when you get in 3 seconds, like you're getting time, receivers will get open.
I would like to see, though, if that is 3 seconds of him sitting in the pocket and then he releases at 4 and 5.
Yeah.
Or if it's 3 or 2 seconds and 3 and 4 and 5 is him running 10 yards back. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, and I might be wrong on this. When they do that, I think the clock stops when they roll outside the tackle box. I think those times are usually in tackle box times.
I don't know about that.
I don't know anything about the stat.
Because if that was the case, the time stuff could be screwed off. Like Mahomes back there, gets out and back and forth. But I really thought that was tackle box when they did those times. But I might be wrong.
I'm not sure.
I don't know either.
I'm not sure at all. But I would think that would probably lead to some of the bad is him trying to make a little bit too much happen because you saw a lot of the picks this year or a lot of like the big sacks. I think, was it the Texans game like early in the year, like week 2? He had like that 20-yard loss where he's just scrambling, trying to make a play.
He just kept going backwards.
And in college, he would find a way out of that.
You
just can't do that in the NFL. But so I would think that that's probably why some of the stats are that way. But like you said, it could be something else. It's
crazy.
Life was hard for Chicago. Life has been a lot easier for Washington.
Which is crazy because, going in the offseason, going into the season, Chicago's loaded. They just keep bringing these guys
Yeah.
in, and he's got weapons.
Weapons-wise, yeah, but there's still the big issue of the O-line.
Which, I mean, I don't think Washington's line's great either.
It's not, but that's the scheme of Cliff Kingsbury. He's making it work in spite of it.
And Jaden gets out of there very smartly, too. I mean, he knows not to just
whenever
stick
he
around.
needs to, he can
he's
run.
gone, yeah. And another thing, too, that's crazy, he hasn't had one fumble all year.
Really?
In 19 games, he's not fumbled the ball once. That's impressive.
It is.
I mean, especially for a rookie that's getting hit.
Yeah.
I mean, like
mobile as well.
Mobile like that. Yeah, you don't see that.
You think back to, before the season, what we thought was going to be happening in Washington. It was our viewpoint was always Jaden's going to be running for his life back there. Hope he don't get killed. And I can't think of a time this year.
Put it on the fridge.
I can't think of a time this year that we've watched him where he is running for his life. There's never a time where he's just like running around the backfield trying to make a play.
Early in the year it was, because I was worried he was going to get hurt.
Yeah.
He got nicked a couple of times because he was taking some pops.
But like even you
But
think
they
back,
made adjustments.
Was that like week 3 or 4, that Bengals game where like it was like the coming out party for him?
Yeah.
That was a lot of him just sitting in the pocket, picking apart that defense. And I think that's just, like I said, you just got to keep going back to Cliff Kingsbury. He just has been incredible. And that's why he's getting so much, like, does he need another head coaching job shot?
Everybody's so scared of it.
Yeah, they are. They are. As they should be.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens whenever the
I mean, he's going to get one. I mean, who's Oakland going to hire? Hire Oakland.
what about Jacksonville?
Why isn't
He might have to
McCarthy
go to
taking that job?
Jacksonville. Huh?
Why isn't McCarthy taking that job?
I
I
don't
wonder
know.
if that GM fire was because Mike's
I haven't
like,
seen him tied to McCarthy.
I
Well,
haven't seen that.
I don't. GM had nobody tied to Jacksonville.
Besides
everybody-
Ben
everybody
Johnson
didn't
and
want to
Cohen.
Yeah, nobody wanted to go there because
Ben
of that.
Johnson wanted to. That was one of his final couple teams. Is what Amon
Well, that
said.
was the third option.
Yeah.
Yeah, that everybody
that
said that
was-
was like the plan C if
Yeah.
like Vegas and Chicago went elsewhere.
Right.
Um,
I mean, that's why they fired that GM all of a sudden. When,
Yeah.
It happened right after Ben got the job. I mean, they were like, crap, nobody wants us because of this.
and then Cohen goes elsewhere. Then they're like, yeah, let's fire him.
Let's move on. Yeah.
That's why I said I bet they call Cohen pretty quickly. And
Again?
Mm-hmm.
After he just signed.
Everybody thinks that Balky was the issue. Is what Twitter thinks.
Well, yeah, but if Cohen's already committed elsewhere, then
I mean, he's at the same spot.
yeah, but I don't think he's gonna
Contracts don't mean nothing.
I bet he
reputation wise.
I bet he hadn't signed yet either.
That would be bad on his part. That'd be because you saw how bad the McDaniels move was criticized that time.
Now that was different. He left and then went back. That's different.
Well, yeah, but you're interviewing for a job, you come back and then you're like, no, I'm gonna go back to that job. That ain't a good thing for him for his first job. Yeah, I don't know what Jacksonville's gonna do, but you could maybe give Kingsbury that job and then bring him a DC. I'm sure there's somebody on Dan Quinn's staff that can go and call plays defensively under him. Hire somebody like that, like a linebacker coach or something.
I mean, Dan's not. Is he calling all the plays on defense?
I'm sure. I'm pretty sure it's Dan Quinn and then Kingsbury calling offense.
I thought he had somebody helping him.
I mean, there's probably somebody.
Yeah.
But did you see today the Bears asked permission for the assistant head coach and passing game coordinator for the Rams to be their DC?
They don't go together.
Oh. Well, I was thinking that too, and then I kept reading the tweet.
Did he
and
used
then
to do defense?
They said he was the reason that the Rams defense got so much better this year at the back half of the year. So I guess if you're a pass game coordinator and an assistant head coach, like I guess you know
At that level, you understand both.
yeah,
Anyway.
you just understand ball.
Yeah, but there's a lot of language that you need to know when you're being a defensive coordinator, though. He's just knowing schemes and where.
Yeah, it's very weird though.
He knows what would beat what.
But that's what Rappaport said. He was like, he's credited with helping the Rams turn around their defense this year.
That'd be a gutsy hire for Ben, though. Right?
It would be.
That'd be a gutsy hire.
I think Dennis Allen's the safer play.
Yeah, and I think it won't be. I think it's the right play. I mean,
Yeah, that'd be great.
It'd be. I mean, yeah. Like I don't understand why would be the problem with that.
And yeah, he sucked, but he has head coaching experience.
Yeah.
He can help with
help
the
Ben
day-to-day,
with some
you
game
know.
day week prep stuff. I mean,
What do y'all think about Ben to Chicago?
I mean, everybody knew that's where. I feel like it's better than Vegas.
Definitely.
I
doubt.
feel like it was the best job on the market.
Yeah. Looking
at the team and a core, I mean, the Jets ain't better.
No.
Jacksonville.
That's
Jacksonville's
that's an
a
argument,
toss-up.
I guess.
If
But
Jerry wasn't in Dallas, is Dallas a good job?
I forgot Dallas was open,
Yeah.
are they even open? Just-
and they're giving it to Schottenheimer.
yeah, that's what it seems like. I don't know.
Saban spoke up for
Dak's
for
already.
Prime.
Dak's already
This is
like
Geico
over 30.
partner.
Well, they asked Saban if he'd come back, and he said if he ever did, it'd be for an NFL job. And they said, "What about Dallas?" He said, "No, I want Prime to get that."
Okay.
There
Okay.
you go.
I don't think Saban's just saying that just to say it. He
No.
might know something behind the scenes.
Maybe.
Now, I think Dallas and Chicago were the top 2 jobs, though.
Yeah, it's crazy that
Hell, we're
Jacksonville's
still
not.
open. We still have a head coach.
Yeah, we're not. We're the worst job.
We're gonna get Rizzy. Mark my words, we're gonna get Rizzy.
I don't.
Why?
Yeah, like, I don't know
Just why?
how like what in those last 8 games or whatever you saw confidence in. The special teams got worse,
I don't know.
But Cam and AK said they want them.
and like
How about we trade both of them and then
Yeah,
hire whoever
screw
the crap we want?
Cam Jordan's a smart dude.
Yeah,
Like that blows my mind.
And
that
he
wants
wanted
that.
Dennis Allen.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
he ain't got much left in the tank either.
like that blows my mind. You'd want those 2 guys.
Maybe he's not a smart dude. Maybe we've been bamboozled.
I mean, maybe he
lives.
just sees a locker room that seems to be. I mean, they weren't together with Da.
Let's say, is the locker room good?
Well, not player wise. I mean, just
Chemistry.
chemistry wise. I mean,
Everybody's
Rizzy did make that part right. It seemed
Yeah.
like, but like
We just sucked at football.
we sucked at football. And what is he? I mean, it's not John Harbaugh 2.0 here.
No.
Like, what are we thinking on that?
No, there's so much about the dude that whenever you watched him coach, you were like,
No,
he's
like
not a head
nothing
coach.
made
He's
sense.
not a head
Yeah,
coach.
he's not a head coach. Like he looked confused. Our special team sucked.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, what? At what point does that?
It would, that would not happen. I think Ben, though, to Chicago, yeah, like you said, best option for him.
And it's a gutsy hire for Chicago
it is.
because there's no evidence that he's going to be a good head coach.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
And you're also taking the top dog.
yeah.
Like if they would have hired a Kingsbury or a Joe Brady or someone
Yeah.
like that, then it's kind of an under the radar. You don't have as much pressure. This is all the pressure in the world.
everything's
now.
That's what Big Cat said. He was like, I'm cautiously optimistic because we're the Bears, but we got the bell of the ball.
Yeah.
We got the top guy on the market. We don't normally do that, so it gives me a reason to have hope. He said, we'll probably still suck.
Possibly.
I mean, when's the last time Chicago hired an offensive guy? I'm not going to count what's his name.
Nagy
Yeah, like a true guy that you're like.
probably hasn't been one besides him.
I mean, really, I don't. Like when they were literally talking about
Did
getting
Nagy
Freeman.
interview for the Saints?
I don't-
The rumor came out about that.
He interviewed for the Jets, I want to say.
No, it came out that he was interested in the Saints or something.
and I wouldn't be mad at it.
I'll take him over Rizzy.
I'll take him over Rizzy.
He's a doink away from a double doink
Dude,
away from a completely different career.
He did make Chicago.
He won
There
with
was a
Mitch.
tweet earlier from Rappaport. Saints have a very busy end of this week and the beginning of next week as they hope to add to their interview list by speaking a second time in person with Brady and Moore.
Like somebody said,
Add those to Mike McCarthy, Anthony Weaver, and Mike Kafka, and maybe more.
I'll take any of those guys
So-
besides Anthony Weaver,
so
probably.
maybe the Rizzy thing's not true. That's a lot of interviews where you can just say, "Hey, here's the
Especially
job.
with a dude that's been in-house.
Yeah, exactly. So that tells me that Rizzy's not.
He
the
had
guy.
an interview the last 8 weeks of the season.
Somebody said Monday, if Saints don't have anybody hired by Wednesday, it's going to be Joe Brady because they'll have to wait for him.
So can he interview after the conference championships?
Yeah, dude. Oh,
If they win?
freaking Philly,
Kellen Moore interviewed the other day.
3 interviews this past for the
He
game
interviewed the other
this
day.
weekend.
That's right.
In person?
No,
They were virtual.
Zoom, and they can only be 3 hours long. They can't be any more.
I mean,
3 hours.
Ben was doing
But
in-person ones too.
Nuh-uh, Ben
No.
hasn't done
No,
any
not
in
in-person.
person.
In-person.
No.
He was doing virtuals too.
But that was during their bye week.
Yes,
He didn't do this during game week.
yeah, he was Yeah.
That
Kellen
caught me off
Moore-
guard when I saw that about Kellen Moore.
Three of them.
That caught me off guard.
Me too, during game week.
'Cause I was thinking,
Because I was like, when Dallas made the move, they were like, that was stupid. You just lost your opportunity because now these guys can't interview. I'm like, no, Kellen Moore just did 3.
and I was thinking, that fan base,
Well, so
y'all
but
lose.
This tweet have a busy end to this week and beginning of next week, as they hope to add to their interview list by speaking a second time in person with Brady and Moore. So when are they going to speak to them if they win?
It'll be during the bye
So
week.
after the conference championship
Yeah,
in that 2 weeks,
that 2 weeks
can they
they
go
can-
in person?
Yeah,
probably?
yeah.
they could probably go in person.
That-
then.
the week
like
of-
Ben probably
yeah.
could have done it in person
During his bye week.
during their bye week.
He could have.
He
Yeah.
probably could have, but that was too fast.
That's
for
why
all
they
that.
were
I think
saying
I
that-
saw that was like the first hire in
Ever.
NFL history without actually him visiting.
Never met in person.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yep.
I mean,
How many times did he even interview?
Like
Once?
Yeah,
Hell,
zero.
everybody knew. They knew.
They know what Ben is.
Like the whole thing with him was a matter of fact of does he want it?
yeah.
Like that's all it was anywhere.
Uh,
And if he wasn't the top guy for every team, then they're lying to themselves.
a lot of good stuff about Glenn coming out. With the Jets, like everybody's talking very, very highly of it.
Oh, they love Glenn.
Everybody's talking highly of it.
I haven't seen offensive coordinator listed yet.
I saw a name.
I
We
saw a
also
list of dudes.
Saw Steve Wilkes might be coming.
I saw
to
that
be
for a
DC.
DC.
That'd
I
be
mean,
great.
I thought, where's he at now?
He was
coaching?
in Carolina.
He was
at
in
one
Carolina, and then he was in San Fran.
I thought he was at San Fran, D.C. right now.
He might be.
They let him go because they're trying to bring in, what's his name, Sala?
They're trying to break Salah back.
Yeah.
He was a
I
He was a volunteer advisor for the Charlotte 49ers this year. He was a DC last year for the Niners.
Last year.
His board.
Oh, and why did they even let him go? Was fired following the Super Bowl for a season of inconsistency on defense.
I don't know.
And then they got way worse this year on defense.
Way worse.
It happens.
I
That's,
mean,
that's why they're going to
Wilkes
get
is
Salah.
Yeah, Wilkes is a fine coach. And he did good at the interim in Carolina, yeah. That'd be a great hire.
Yet again, head coaching experience.
Yeah, for a little
Which
bit. That'd be
but still, he has it. And
Yeah.
that helps.
that'd be a great hire.
Well, he's got more than just that. Was it Arizona?
Arizona
He's
for
out
like a year.
for 1 year. He was one of them one and done guys.
What do we feel
Yeah.
about the Texans and the Chiefs? How about a lot of the game has been talked about the refs, which I think Mahomes came out today and said that they do not get unfair treatment.
I mean, it's bad when Troy Aikman.
oh,
is
Aikman was pissed.
hollering
Pissed.
on the microphone.
Dude, Aikman don't get like that. Like,
No,
that was
he broke like
codes.
a lot of codes.
That's what I saw on Twitter where they were like, I love Aikman when he's cranky.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's how bad it was,
Yeah.
dude. And like we talked about Sunday night, that shot Lamar took on the sideline. Oh
my
my
God.
he'd have been in prison.
Hip drop and late.
Yeah, like they'd have been in prison. Ed Oliver would have been shot
Yeah.
right there.
But the Chiefs did what we expected. Travis Kelce balled out,
Yeah,
as you expected.
he was saving it for this.
I mean, the Texans, disappointing end of the year.
But you gotta realize, man, they're throwing the ball
Random
to
question. When-
John Mechie.
the slide that Mahomes that would piss me off when they called the is if a running back does that same slide, do you get that call? Or is that
I don't think running backs don't.
just for a quarterback?
Yeah.
They're counted as giving themselves up, but I don't think you'd get hammered with a flag.
I don't think
Then
a
why?
running, but I don't know if a running back's even allowed to.
They're allowed to give themselves up. It's just like a pick, just like on
I've
an
never seen a
interception.
running back slide.
But
though.
you could. It's not in their nature to do it.
Yeah, they
But like
got-
when
they
a,
got-
when
they
a
got-
defensive team gets an interception late and they take a knee to run out the clock,
Yeah.
like we saw the other day, somebody, I can't remember who it was, they just flopped down to the ground. It's understood they're giving themselves
Commanders.
up. Yeah, that's who it was.
Yeah.
Like you're allowed to give yourself up.
Yeah.
And Ty Johnson did it.
Like, I just don't get why you. I mean, I understand why they protect the quarterback in the pocket and stuff, but when they get out on the field like that,
They're a runner, man.
They're on. Yeah, you're on your own at that point. Like, you want to stay protected, stay back there behind the pocket. I mean, don't when you get out like that, it's free game, in my opinion.
The rule is just very.
That D lineman was literally almost in the air diving.
Yeah.
How is he supposed to stop?
The number one thing is that it needs to be reviewed. They need to add, and that, yes, a lot of people complain about there being too many reviews in the NFL.
Not with this.
We need more.
Well, not with this. With this, they don't have to go to the. Well, they just do it. The booth says, "Hey, hold on a second."
Yeah.
Boom, boom, and let's go.
Same with roughing the passer.
Yeah,
the
roughing the passer.
penalties.
And I think defensive pass interference and OPI, DPI, that needs to be reviewed too, especially in the NFL when that can be a 50-yard penalty.
Yeah, especially
that's a game changer
because it's stupid. Yeah, at the spot
foul.
Yeah.
Like
I would
in
rather
college where it's only 15 every time. Oh well.
Yeah.
I'd rather it be reviewed than the challenge system happen again because I didn't like the challenging.
Screw the challenge system.
You know?
When you could do it that quick,
Yeah.
Dude, they're doing it really quickly.
Yeah,
now.
why are we worried about that?
Well,
stuff?
and it
But
kind of
then part of the problem is it's kind of like there's a holding on every play. Like then it's going to be too precise. When do you review? When do you not review? Like with pass interferences,
Well,
you can't review pass
but
interferences.
we're involved.
You'd have to
doing
review every
these-
single
think-
play.
well,
We're
No,
doing
I
these
think
involving the ball.
I think you review the ones where the call happens.
Okay.
Like if there is a flag, review it.
Okay.
If there's a no call, then yeah, I guess still leave that.
Just like the New Orleans
But-
Rams one.
Yeah, if you, like you said, it would be hard to critique every single play. Because then you'd have Secaucus or wherever call in every time being like, hey, there's a flag there.
I don't
call it.
necessarily think even like what you're saying. I'm just saying if the ball is involved.
Yeah.
I mean, think back to the Rams Saints.
Yeah.
That wasn't a call. So technically they couldn't stop that. But the ball was thrown that way.
And it was a blatant
and it
game-changing play.
Exactly. Like when the ball's coming that direction and they miss it, they should be able to.
There's just got to be a better way to do it.
Yeah, it's too quick. I mean, they should
But
be able to.
the issue is it's the same issue that a lot of people have with baseball, where if you're bringing in this automatic strike zone, it takes away the human element, and people don't like that. People don't like change. And if you bring in, yes, it's still going to be humans.
Freaked out about the clock and
yes,
pitching, and nobody
it's
even
been
cared.
perfect.
Perfect.
It's been awesome.
Best thing baseball's ever done.
Yes.
Yes.
But if you do this with the NFL and you have it to where, yes, it's a human calling it, but you have people in a booth that aren't at the game, aren't on the field in the heat of the moment making these decisions, then people are just going to think it's taken away from the game I used to love or whatever, while it would make it so much better.
So much better.
It would make it so much better. And it would, every time that there's a big play or a big penalty and you're like, well, I don't know. What is that? What is the rule? We would have the actual and fair and correct answer. And that's all we should ever want.
They were saying, I don't remember what game it was this weekend
Probably the Bills Ravens.
I don't know
game,
what
honestly.
you call them when they call it in. They can't do that unless it's a penalty called.
Yeah.
Like if it's something blatantly missed, they can't say,
So
hey.
then that could be the small step where at least, if you want to keep some of the human element, the missed calls, leave them missed.
Yeah.
Like the Saints PI, leave that missed, I guess. It's ridiculous, but leave it missed.
But the ball
then
went that way.
Make it to where any flag is reviewable.
Yeah.
From the people in the booth. Let them, the second a pass interference happens on Tre'Davious White guarding Keon Coleman, let that be reviewed, and they're like, I don't know. It should probably be the other way around because that changes the game.
Yeah.
Or a
It's
hold
huge.
on Deion Dawkins.
Yeah.
Like, review that because it wasn't a hold. He
Yeah.
fell.
Yeah. If
I
there is a penalty.
I like that. Review the penalties.
Or let that be step one.
Yeah.
Give that a year try, and if that works, then maybe you add to where DPIs can be thrown in, or roughing the passers that were missed can be thrown in, stuff like that.
I don't feel like roughing passers get missed.
No.
I feel like those don't get missed.
Gosh.
The late hits
But there's
out
just-
of bounds are one.
There's just got to be
Like
a change.
the one on Lamar, it looked bad live, but if you watch it slow down, he's hitting them while
it was momentum.
he started hitting them right while he's on that edge.
And the edge, yeah.
Which is legal,
and
like,
it's just, I don't know why
that'd be one of the first things I'd want because
I don't
there's
know
a lot
why
of
the
bang bangs.
NFL has such a they're scared to go too far into technology. That's what
Well,
it
we
feels
just
like.
saw the disaster whenever you were allowed to challenge stuff a couple years ago.
Well, no, but I'm talking about
because if you review a pass interference, it's pass interference on every play.
if
you touch somebody, it's pass interference.
I think that
they'd all be upheld.
I think they're scared to go like too much into relying computers and too much to relying this like other booth and stuff like that. Like with baseball, you've got a pitch clock and you've got strike zones are going to be automatic eventually. They've took risk, and I don't know if the NFL is booming with viewers higher than ever. So maybe they're just scared that would take away
ain't
from
broke,
that.
don't fix it.
Yeah,
that's how they look at
because another thing that
baseball was broke, so they had to fix it.
Yes, and another thing that kind of falls in line with that, like first down markers. Why can that stuff not be electric? And out of bounds, stuff like that. Stuff that I know we've always referenced it so often to tennis. With how quick tennis is to just like that ball was out.
Yeah.
Like why can the NFL not integrate offense? I mean, like integrate technology like that.
I mean, NFL's still using phones with cords.
Yes.
Like,
You still have guys walking chains out to the field.
that blows my mind.
Like tell me yes or no.
Have you seen TGL? They can mark the ball from a light of above.
So crazy.
We can't do that somewhat in the NFL.
Or give me an electronic.
Can't be a chip in the ball.
Give me an electronic boundary around the entire field to where if there's contact after this spot, then it's a late hit. How about that?
There's probably some reason why they can't do it. Like, 'cause it makes too much sense to not
put
do
a
it.
small chip in everybody's jersey. Put a small chip in the ball that won't even affect the ball. And if it does affect the ball, let them practice with it all offseason.
And it's not going to affect it.
No, I mean, the weight ain't going to change like that. No.
But what about when you throw a pass and the ball goes out of bounds with the guy, Santonio Holmes, it with his toes in bounds? What are you going to do about that? The ball's out of bounds.
Put a chip in the cleats.
Like, what about when the people change cleats at halftime because they didn't like the vibe of the ones that weren't first half?
You got chips in all your cleats.
They're going to have chips everywhere.
Come on, that's the equipment team. We're giving more people jobs. Trump's
They
America.
already have jobs.
We're giving more jobs.
There's just too much. Way too much. What about when the technology's down? Because it doesn't work.
Well, in tennis, the technology's not just down.
It's always working.
Yeah. Come on now.
Like,
That's why Bill works. Bill get that technology up right now.
it doesn't make sense why they can't do certain little things
I mean,
just to keep slowly.
What about the pylon cam? Where's that in the NFL? College gets it.
There's a pylon cam, ain't there?
I don't think they do it like college.
They sit it down at the first down marker. It goes with the first down marker.
They don't.
I saw the camera.
They don't have the one in the end zone like college, do they?
Yeah, they do. They got it first.
I swear that was a college thing.
No, NFL's got that.
Really?
Yeah.
College, I think, has it from all angles. I don't know if NFL. I think NFL just does done the goal line.
Maybe that's what it is.
I don't never remember seeing an NFL one from sides.
Because like the college one has like 4 cameras on it, right?
Yeah, they have cameras from all the angles.
Because we talked about buying one for up here at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's so much that the NFL could do.
Is the NFL not doing the electrical down marker? Because the college is.
It's about the little thing up top.
The digital.
I don't think so.
They don't have a. No, they do.
They do the old flick, the slide down.
Mm-hmm.
College does.
I don't like the electrical.
Jonesboro Hodge has the electricals.
I love the electrical.
You know how much the things cost?
I don't care. I could see it a whole lot better from sitting in the stands.
Over $2,000.
Well, who cares?
Well, the NFL has it.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
it's crazy.
College. I mean, my gosh, college got that.
Not every college has it.
What is this? How old is this article?
The real ones have it.
I don't know if LSU has it.
July 2024.
Yeah.
The NFL is moving
noticed
closer
it
to
in the
replacing the chain gang with new technology to measure line to gain. Please. So that it's in the discussions. That was 2024. Including a new coach's sideline headset that will debut in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? It's Hawkeye tracking services for line to gain measurement, adds cameras to stadiums to track players, officials, and the ball. The optimal tracking system notifies officials instantly if a first down was gained after the ball was spotted by hand.
There we go.
This is it, man. The NFL has long used 2 bright orange sticks and a chain to measure for first downs. That method would remain in a backup capacity.
So still use it
If the servers
if the
went
technology
down.
goes down. There you go.
Thank you, NFL.
When that starting in 2025?
Part of it is, but they're introducing that
They're
stuff.
working their way.
I'm sure they're using it in the
Preseasons or something.
the spring leagues that are about.
XFL.
I bet you
they'll
they'll use it in that and test it out. Yeah.
I haven't mind the kickoff rule as much as I thought I would at the beginning.
I forgot it's a difference.
I want to know the stats on it because I feel like it's not been that much better. I feel like they're just all kicking it out of the end zone now.
Has there been many injuries though? That's the main reason.
Oh, I thought they were doing it for more action.
I think it's protection.
Well, I mean, but
I think it was mostly
they started
protection.
doing it because nobody was returning none. It was all
think it
kicking
was
out of the
mostly
end zone.
protection though too.
Nobody was getting hurt because nobody was kicking. Nobody was returning any
No, I
kicks
think it
anymore.
was like the kickoff team would still run and hit people though because they were that close and everything. But now you can't move until the ball's caught out the end zone or whatever. I think there was reasons for both.
Yeah, because I mean, like there's been no returns. They've just been booming it out of the end zone. I just want to know the stats. Like I want to see what the percentage was of returns versus last year, and it kind of sucks because it gives the offense even more advantage because now they're
They
getting
just
the ball
started at 30.
Now they're getting at the 30 now.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's 5 yards closer.
No,
you know?
but that's the thing, Chance. It used to be 20.
Under the
It is 25, and now it's 30.
Under the new rule, there were 332 more kickoff returns this year, which
that's what I want.
an increase of 32.8%, up from 21%. We also saw 59 big play returns of 40 more yards, most since 2016.
I mean, it's dumb. You should return it.
Yeah,
because the defense is at a huge disadvantage.
Yeah.
I mean, like I
look on the charts.
That's awesome.
It shocks me that more teams don't return it because their defense has no advantage with them having to all of a sudden just start running right there on them. I mean, it takes one hole and you're gone.
Well, you're running at the same time. It's not like the returners getting a run and start very often.
But what I'm saying is like the gaps are you can get holes a lot easier now because the players are. The way they're all running, they're
manned up on something.
Yeah, they're manned up. It just shocks me that they're not running it more. Like in this playoffs, I don't know if I've seen many. Like they're just booting in the back of the end zone.
The Ravens returned it every time because I kept getting pissed that Tyler Bass couldn't kick it out the end zone. Sunday night, whole night, he could kick it out the damn end zone. Right before halftime.
Probably that weather.
What?
The
because
wind might have had a factor.
The Ravens changed their kicker. First quarter, Tucker kicked it off. Second quarter, they put their punter because the punter had a stronger leg.
Well, that is one thing we haven't
still kicked
seen.
it to the end
We haven't seen any team exploit it yet, or like find a strategy. You know, because I expected there to be something. The Chiefs they've probably got it, and they just haven't used it yet. They'll use it Sunday.
We'll see it Sunday. Triple reverse. Worthy to Hollywood to Tyreek Hill coming out of retirement.
Well, no, what's going to happen? There's going to be a kick strategy.
Tyreek's back.
There's going to be a little kick that's going to like die at a certain spot, and it's going to like. There's something with the kick that will be strategically used eventually.
If you can kick it high and make it land on like the 1, they've got to return it. If they call a fair catch,
that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, if they call a fair catch, they only go to the 20 at that point.
I wish that article would have showed because I've seen more out of bound kicks in the NFL than I've ever seen.
You go to the 40 on that.
You go to 40, and there's reason because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to pin them inside the 5 where they have to make them return it. And it's when they do return it, then you have a little advantage there.
Give it another off season. Them kickers will figure out something to kick it just high enough.
Andy Reid's going to spend all off season watching it.
Yeah, I mean,
where's Belichick? Belichick's already got it figured out.
He'll be doing it in North Carolina.
Harbaugh ain't figured nothing out yet. Yeah. He's the guy.
Bill's going to call Mike. Vrabel's got it. Rams Eagles on Sunday, a beautiful snowy mess. A lot of points scored early, and then the snow happened, and then it became nothing.
Snow.
Yeah, noodle arm Matt couldn't really stand it for the little while, but he did. He
outplayed Hurts.
But he did outplay Hurts.
Well, he did at the end.
He also had
to.
Outplay
he outplayed Josh Allen. Then
he did.
He outplayed.
Stafford looked good.
Stafford was fine.
Yeah. You started talking crap on Stafford, he turned it around.
Yeah,
After
really
you-
needed the Eagles to win.
After you called him noodle arm, he started going on.
$100 bet I had out there. I was needing that. But I don't know about how much longer he's got.
He ain't got much.
He's got another year in him.
He's got another year.
They do another good draft, what they have.
Yeah.
and they're going to make a run at it.
McVay's got to start thinking.
Cooper
about
Kupp seems to
somebody.
be out the door.
Yeah, and I think that's probably best for
washed.
both, for both.
I don't.
It sucks.
You need to probably draft one then or something
they will.
because like
I trust
Demarcus Robinson ain't your two.
I trust McVay will get
Yeah.
a receiver.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that'll happen. And, hey, I mean, they might go get T. Higgins or something. I mean, the money should be starting to come.
Should be.
And they're way now. I mean, all those bad contracts.
Yeah,
are
they
done.
should have it because
Yeah.
they got the cheapest defense, right?
Yeah, it's all rookies and crap.
Yeah.
It's all draft picks. Yeah, non-draft picks.
But yeah, Eagles did win the game. Saquon
Saquon won
incredible,
the game.
man. He's incredible.
Saquon's a man.
He's incredible. It's going to be awesome to see that. If he does make the Super Bowl, that'd be a very cool story.
You saw his betting line for this week?
It's like the highest ever, like 130?
130 and a half.
Over under.
130 and a half.
Insane.
Over under rushing
I don't know
yards.
where I'd go with that.
Yeah, there's no way you can take the over. That's one you just don't bet.
Go to the 2 times they played this year, or go to Saquon's stats and find.
We
what
saw
they
the
did.
2 times the one time he had played the Rams. That was when he had like 220.
Yeah. You saw he talked to LaShawn McCoy before the game.
146.
He gave him the tips.
146 and 2 touchdowns. 150 and 2
Yeah,
touchdowns.
he's
early
going to
in
run
the
for
s-
160.
I mean, late
No,
in the season,
yeah,
too.
both late, yeah.
He'll run for 160 tomorrow or Sunday.
Yeah, his other Rams game was.
I think he has to.
His other Rams game was 255 and 2 touchdowns.
Jesus.
I mean, I think he has to. I
Yeah,
think he's
Hurts
got to run for
sucks.
160 or 170.
Hurts does not suck.
All right, well, Hurts ain't going to go win it for him.
Yeah, neither's Josh Allen. Ravens Bills Sunday evening.
Like you believe
You
that.
about to see Superman come out Sunday because he knows he's going to have to.
Ravens Bills on Sunday evening. James Cook and Ray Davis carried the Bills to the win. Right?
Yeah.
Saquon, right?
Yeah.
So
I would have told you I don't care.
No, I know
At
you don't,
all.
and
Don't
you
bother
shouldn't.
me
You
one
shouldn't. You're a Bills fan. You shouldn't care.
Don't bother me the slightest.
But you just gotta speak it how you speak it for Hurts and Lamar.
Have I not?
I'm just saying.
I mean, Josh didn't win that game.
No,
for
he
him.
didn't.
Well,
Josh outdueled Lamar.
Josh's growth and maturation.
Josh threw like one pass down the field.
No, I'm talking about on the goal line when Josh wanted to pitch that ball to James Cook.
Oh my God! So that won him the game when he didn't pitch it from a pile.
Clay, you saw the look in his eyes.
Jesus Christ!
Y'all saw the look in his eyes. He picked the ball up. He was at his waist. He picked it up to his chest.
He did. He wanted to.
Oh yeah, he wanted. He said in the
every
interview
year
that
leading up to
changed the
this
game.
year, he would have done it. Yeah.
he wanted to, man, and I wanted him to. I'm screaming pitch.
Josh will have to be Superman Sunday.
Yeah,
He'll have to.
I don't know.
I saw some stats about how he plays against the Chiefs.
Talking about the playoffs versus regular season.
Yeah, he plays better against them in the playoffs.
Yeah, he just can't win.
He just can't win it.
So, what do you think the game plan is for the Bills on Sunday? You know, we had this exact discussion last week, and what we thought was you go out there and you make Josh Superman.
It ain't gonna
Obviously,
matter.
that wasn't the case.
I did not think the Bills were going to be able to bully the Ravens up
Yeah,
front.
that was a shocker
That
to me.
blew my mind
Yeah.
that they bullied
I
in that
think
way.
that we're small talk really got to them. Like, I think they were proven because apparently that was real in the
I
locker room.
think the Pro Bowl stuff did a lot too.
Yeah,
Like, I think they had a mission up front, like,
yeah.
let's show them that we don't need 9 Pro Bowlers. You know,
Yeah.
like, I think
agree.
that had a lot to do with it too.
I agree.
But I told you Sunday night when I came over here, I was like, that blew my mind. Like, I did not expect that game to go the way it went.
Yeah, but that
all.
at the end of the day, though, that's what they've been all year.
Yeah,
regardless of who they've played.
But they,
'Cause, I
the
mean,
Ravens, you just think that they're going to
You think
stuff
about
that.
you think about the KC game this year, which I don't know the stats. Let me see what they did in that game. I know Josh had a good game against the Chiefs.
I mean, Josh had a good game every game this year, Clay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's pump the brakes on that.
All right, so in that game, Cook had 20 yards, Ty Johnson had 18, Ray Davis had 11. So that was Superman. 262 for Josh and 55 on the ground for Josh. Cook had 2 touchdowns rushing, but I mean, the receiving-wise, yeah, you spread the ball around mostly.
We didn't have Kincaid.
Yeah, with them 2 touchdowns.
Didn't have Kincaid or Coleman.
Little couple-yard touchdowns.
But they also didn't have Pacheco. They didn't have Hollywood. So, like, we're going to be in for a doozy
Travis
Sunday.
Kelce had 8 yards.
Yeah, he'll have 85 in the first half Sunday. They're gonna throw the ball for 400 yards. Xavier Worthy and Hollywood Brown might set a receiving record for the playoffs Sunday because they're just going to run straight by Rasul Douglas and Bernard.
I don't know if Andy wants that kind of a game, though.
But he'll be able to do it.
Yeah, but I don't think he wants that.
I don't think they'll be able to run it down our throat. I think that they're going to have kind of the same game plan of we're going to stuff the run and then deal with the other because I don't think they're good enough on the back end to just say, all right, screw it. We're going to focus on stopping the pass, and then live with the run because I think the Chiefs can run it still.
Yeah, I don't really know what the game plan is, and you don't really know which way the Chiefs are going to come out. You would think that they just actually it's weird because even if you watch the game Saturday, yeah, they only scored 23 points, but it's not like they played a conservative style. They just play a different style. It's like they try to. It's not. They don't go out there and try to play like the Bills or the Eagles and just like run. They go out there and they just don't succeed passing necessarily. It's crazy. Like, am I wrong?
Unless if it's Travis Kelce.
I mean, 16 for 25.
They try to do a lot of gadget stuff.
You had more pass attempts than rushes. You had 22 rush attempts and 25 passing. That's it.
Go to his Pro Football Focus page. Can we get to that?
Who?
Mahomes. I want to see where his passes went.
In the middle of Travis Kelce.
Yeah, like a lot of it was just right over the middle, which is going to be butt naked open if we watched Sunday night.
Have you looked at this before to where like I know that I'm about to find this on here?
No, I always just look at it on Twitter. What's the Twitter account that I always be seeing that has like the big picture? I don't know what it's called.
That's like NFL Next Gen or something.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
That's it. I mean, it's going to be in the middle. He threw a couple outside the numbers, but it's not many.
Going to have Milano play a game.
I'm not going to be able to find it.
You're not. It's fine.
Wait. I might. Wait.
Oh.
Nah.
No, this ain't it.
What?
I mean, that's kind of.
I don't know.
I don't know what it's called.
I don't either. People just post it. I don't know how they find it. They're probably NFL Pro members or some crap. Yeah, I don't really know which way.
Get you the NFL Plus stuff.
You get all 22.
All 22 view the next day.
Okay.
Because I almost bought it.
It's Next Gen Stats. Yeah. Powered by AWS.
I almost bought it for Red Zone this year, but I ended up getting it through YouTube TV. Yeah, you get Red Zone, you get all 22, you get a couple other things. Yeah, I don't know what the game plan is for the Chiefs. I don't know what the game plan is for the Bills. I think they're both just. It's just going to come down to, which quarterback ends up winning it, I think. I think that's how it's going to be.
We're going to see the old Patrick Mahomes.
And who blinks first? Like, who makes the first mistake? Who makes the first, punt instead of a ballsy go for it? I
want the Bills to defer if they win the toss. I don't want them getting the ball first. I want them to go out there, get a feel for the game.
Because what's going to happen is somehow the Chiefs are going to find a way to get the 2-for-1.
Yes.
It's just happen that
just
way.
the sole base of I don't want them to have a 3-and-out to start the game.
Yeah.
And then the crowd get rocking. Yeah. I don't want that. I'd rather them go out there, weather the storm on defense, force a punt in midfield, and then come back out with the ball.
What's your prediction?
Chiefs by 2 touchdowns. I do not see it being close. I really don't. I'm terrified.
I think the Bills get them.
I think the Bills do too.
Stop saying it out loud.
I think the Bills get them.
I really think they do too.
I will cry my eyes out.
Even though I put Kansas City in the Super Bowl.
Bills by 4. It's going to be close.
Is it a pick 'em again?
It's going to be a close game. There's just no stopping it. -2 KC.
Shit, it got worse. It was 1.
It's going to be a close game. Everybody knows it. What are we thinking in Philly?
Philly by 2 touchdowns.
Just writing off JD like that?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be close.
We didn't think it was going to be close in Detroit either.
No. He went
This
in
has
Detroit.
a full defense.
Yeah, their defense is very good.
I don't.
Defense is very good.
If the Eagles don't win, I think he fires Sirianni the next day. Like I'm at that point.
I think all Philly would be happy about that. Too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like
it wouldn't be nobody to be upset about it.
It's been too easy of a road for them, man. Like for them not to win it and not get there.
Too easy of a road.
Yeah, they had to play Stafford in the snow.
I think the lack of
you can't ask for a better matchup in the second round.
They played the Packers and the Rams are two good teams.
And the Packers crap their pants.
Yeah, Packers were
well, that doesn't mean that it's an easy road. They just played really good.
Jordan Love, first playoff start, right? Or second playoff
No, they beat the Cowboys last year.
Yeah, the Cowboys suck, though.
They were the 2 seed last year.
I don't know. It ain't going to matter, though, because the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl. So this is all.
I think Washington's probably lack of weapons was going to really show up in this game. Because, I mean, Philly can put enough on Terry.
I mean, they got Slay.
They're going to shut him down.
They shut down Slay
Mitchell.
the first game, and then Slay had. They shut down Terry the first game, and then the second game he had the big play at the end.
Right,
but besides that,
he didn't do
not much.
nothing. No, exactly.
And that was also Kenny Pickett.
Yeah,
game.
Yeah.
That's the reason they lost because they were up like 14-0 when Hurts got hurt.
Yeah.
What's De'Ami Brown and Alameda Zacchaeus going to do? That's the question.
Yeah.
Like
Austin Eckler.
Zach Ertz revenge game.
Zach Ertz has been awesome.
He's had a very good year.
He's been awesome.
Turn back the clock.
Yep.
Wonder how Julie's doing.
I'm hoping Philly versus the Bills. I think that'll be a good matchup. And Philly versus Chiefs wouldn't be bad either. Like it would be a good game again.
That wouldn't just really make me happy though.
No, because it's
it's the worst of two worlds.
Yeah,
that's the worst thing.
I just could care less about that matchup.
Commanders Bills and America's just thrilled.
That would be phenomenal.
Commanders Chiefs? No.
If it's Bills versus Commanders, I'm gonna start saying some weird stuff on this microphone next week. Y'all hear me?
Giving
I'm gonna start saying some weird stuff.
Giving Spags 2 weeks to prepare for Jaden.
Yeah.
Jaden won't throw for 200. Jaden will be killed in New Orleans. Like
Chris Jones will hit him before he gets the ball.
That's the disastrous scenario for this weekend is Commanders Chiefs. That would just not be good for anybody.
Yeah, I just don't.
I don't see the Commanders doing it. I don't
either. But I'm going to pull like cake for them.
Yeah, I mean, I will be
100%.
Hey, I've got a Commanders hat. I've got an Eagles hat.
If it becomes Commanders versus Chiefs, I'm gonna lie to myself and say the Commanders going to win somehow.
Yeah,
I'm gonna lie.
lie.
Absolutely. You know, but we know it's not going to happen.
I mean, if JD goes there and picks apart Philly's defense, we might have to lie too much.
Man.
I mean, if he goes in there and picks Philly in Philly, that'll be impressive.
I don't know. People are saying Spags is going to get in the Hall of Fame as an assistant.
I mean,
coach.
he's got 4 rings.
Yeah,
He's probably going to get probably 2 more before it's all said and done. So he probably will.
Commanders Chiefs would be a 5.5 point spread.
That's not that. I know that's not that big.
I would put my mortgage on that 5.5.
I think if you think about the way that the Chiefs play,
yeah, but that would
it just always ends up being a close game.
You're right, but a rookie quarterback in the Super Bowl with
4.5 for the Bills, and then Bills would be favored 1.5 over the Eagles, same as the Chiefs.
Just get me there.
That's the hypotheticals right now.
Get me there.
All right, that's it for NFL. Let's talk a little college, and then we can get out of here.
Yeah.
So
fell asleep.
Well,
third quarter.
It's not as much about the game. I mean, Notre Dame did come out, beautiful opening drive. Like
it's almost like they've been practicing it for like a week and a half.
Yeah, as good as they could have.
I thought opening drives like that's not sustainable.
No,
they're in trouble.
No, if it was,
if Riley Leonard's got to run it 9 times,
dude was throwing up after the first drive.
He really was.
Yes, throwing up on the sideline.
I missed that part. I
Hilarious.
didn't see it. Yeah, it makes sense.
Hilarious.
I mean, good for him. You know, he's our modern day Tebow. Not good.
Whoa. But it was a good game at the end of the day, in my opinion. Like, was it the best of games? No, but most championships haven't been over the past decade.
No, I mean, I just sit there and watch them like, yeah, that team's got dudes, that one doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it looked like. I mean, it was just like these guys are freaks and these guys are just there. I mean, they're just it was just two different teams on the field, not even close comparison.
Yeah, but then at the end, you were a third down stop from it being a one-score drive.
Did you ever feel like they were going to win it though when they were making that run? I never did.
There was a part of me on the third. Well, in my mind, I was starting to think they're going to score and then the 2-point will get stopped.
Yeah.
I was like, getting 3 2-pointers in a row just seems way too much.
Percentage is not good.
I did think that I thought Notre Dame was going to get the ball back with a chance to tie it.
Yeah.
But I didn't. It still felt like Ohio State was going to pull it out somehow. But yeah, I mean that's all I could have asked for at that point. I mean, the first quarter was good. First quarter was great, I would say. Well, I was very excited.
I mean, it really wasn't that great because they had the ball for almost the whole first quarter.
Yeah, but then Ohio State went right back out there, did their job,
went down the field at ease and scored. I was like, oh, boy,
they did.
This is bad.
But then, you got us a good, entertaining fourth quarter, which same as last year. It was a close game throughout, and then Michigan pulled away at the end, where it was at least competitive in that fourth quarter, and it wasn't a 65-7 Georgia game or whatever that was.
Last year, I didn't feel like one team was just so much better than the other.
Yeah.
This year,
who beat Max Duggan that year?
Georgia.
So it was 65?
Everybody. Yeah, destroyed.
Destroyed.
I kept thinking that was Michigan.
They tied it up, and we thought they beat Michigan.
That's right.
Because Quentin Johnston hit the big play, that little slant. But overall, what do we think about the first year of the CFP?
There's got a lot of tweaks got to happen. Championship should have been done a couple weeks ago.
I saw the ratings came out today. It was like 3 million down than last year.
12% lower than it was one of the lowest.
I think it was 25 million last year, and it was like 22 this year.
Yeah, it was one of the lowest ones in recent.
And that's
in recent history.
That's with Notre Dame in it too.
That's with two
Notre Dame,
big,
Ohio State.
Yeah, that's with
that's
two big
huge
logos.
names.
I mean, like we're almost in February. That's ridiculous that it just happened. I'm with
that's a long season.
I'm with Klatt. New Year's Day needs to be College Day.
Yeah,
the national championship needs to be on New Year's Day. There's no sense why you can't get it done by then.
How do they do that?
It's not hard. He laid it out. It was easy.
What do they get rid of?
The freaking Army-Navy game.
Yeah,
was the biggest issue.
Yeah, that they play playoff games that week.
Or if you play conference championships that week instead of giving it just them that week.
Yeah, like it wasn't hard. Like Joe had it pretty much boom right there.
Well, and there's also I think is the one that mentioned moving that to week 1.
Week 0.
Yeah, that's
have it by itself.
And
Army-Navy.
Yeah,
but everybody's pissed about that.
Yes,
because you got to watch that in the cold.
Well, and it's tradition.
It's a rival. Too.
Yeah.
You don't want to play a rival game week
Go look
1.
at Jacob Hester's Twitter. He freaking typed a novel about it.
He did.
About how much important it is to have it on that game.
There's no importance to it because nobody cares.
But see, Jacob said he was that same way until he went to it.
Yeah.
He said that changed his mind.
Dave Portnoy says that's his most favorite sporting event he's ever been to in his life.
Yeah, he said Jacob said when I went to, he's like, holy cow, this is like
they say it's life changing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I could but still, I'm all good for even. Don't give them the Saturday. Let them play it like on a Thursday night or something. Let them have
Navy.
let them have their own night game leading up to the playoffs. But the problem is too,
if they're
just
in
like
the
this year,
if they're good and
what
they're
do
playing
you
a conference
do in the
championship game,
playoffs?
because this year Army was in the conference championship.
Close. Yeah,
so
I'm all for week 0 though. I would watch it. Then.
It won't happen.
It won't, but I would watch it then if it was week 0.
That'd be a cool kickoff to the year.
Or why? Yeah, I answered my own question. Never mind. They're in conferences now. I was thinking, why can't they just play during conference championship weekend? But
the Army was in it. Yeah,
they're in a conference now.
Yeah, Army won the freaking American.
They're not independent. Yeah.
But yeah, I think,
or if nothing else, play the championship the week after New Year's Day. It just drug out. I mean, it was a week longer than it was last year.
Yeah,
and that's one of the many reasons why there was, like Dave tweeted it out. There was no hype for this.
No
game.
hype.
It was just fatigue.
It was fatigue. It was everybody knew who was better than the other. I mean, nobody thought Notre Dame had a chance, and it's freaking. See, the regular season ended almost a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
I mean, almost 2 months. Actually, it's the last week of November.
Yeah.
I mean, so there's just a lot of things that need to be and put more of the games at home fields.
So you think second round needs to be at home fields?
Yes.
But then what do you
I
do
think that brings more
for
excitement.
what do you do for the bowl games?
You do the same thing you've been doing with the 4. You just rotated them.
But then, like, if you take away
you got 3 bowl slots. After you do
who
that.
plays in the Rose Bowl after you take away the top 12 teams? You're going, but no, like this year, the quarterfinal games were Peach, Rose, Fiesta, Sugar.
Okay.
If you make it to where those 4 games plus the Orange and the Cotton are only getting rotated for the semis, then you've got to give the Rose Bowl game to, in the 2 years that it's rotated out, you've got to put the Rose Bowl game as freaking. I mean, who are some of the teams that missed out on the playoff from the Big Ten?
But you were doing that in the 4-teamer.
Yeah, but that was the number 5 and 7 team in the nation.
Or just relegate the Cotton Bowl and the Peach Bowl because it used to not be important anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
when LSU played Clemson in the Peach
Yeah,
Bowl,
that's
it wasn't
exactly
important.
right.
That's just
Relegate them.
But it's two great dome stadiums.
In the
I
words
hear-
of
like, I
Kirk
still don't get
Herbstreit,
used
Joe
to-
Klatt, let the Rose Bowl be the national championship site.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what everybody wants anyway.
Yeah, like just do it.
Like I hear Cotton Bowl and I don't think, oh, that's a big time game. I don't think that because I still think of them playing in the Cotton Bowl.
Yeah, but then
and
you
it
see a
being
game and it's Jerry's
nobody
World.
good.
Yeah.
Like that's all they did. They just tried to get Jerry's World game. Then they had to make sure you got the Atlanta. Stadium. They just got all the big stadiums games.
Yeah.
Hard
Rock.
Rock.
It makes sense in terms of logistically that you've got, that you're pretty much spreading from east to west coast as far as you can. I mean, you're getting the Orange Bowl in Miami, you're getting Atlanta, New Orleans, Arizona, Pasadena, and then the Georgia. Like it makes sense. But at the end of the day, I think that's the biggest issue. And I'm one. I don't give a crap about bowl games. We can just not even have them. I didn't watch a single one this year. I didn't watch LSU play. I couldn't tell you anything that happened. But it's the precedent of the granddaddy of them all, being played, and it's not in the playoffs, and it's going to be a game between freaking Illinois and
third place Big Ten team or fifth place.
Yeah. Because you got what 4 big teams in this year?
Let the Natty be there.
Oh, that would be
I'm
great.
good with that.
I don't think it would happen though.
I mean, I don't know why it wouldn't.
Because they
all about money.
They love the bigger stadiums and the domes and stuff like that. They love that.
I mean, they don't really necessarily love that. They just love them sponsors paying
Yeah.
them for that. I
Yeah.
mean, that's not really something that they. I mean, I mean, it could be a Jerry's World every year if all I care.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great stadium and it's easy to get to Dallas. I mean, for anybody, like, there's just
And it's
gotta-
middle
What
of the
they about to
country.
do about Vegas now? Because Vegas just got that brand new stadium.
they don't have a.
There's
bowl.
not a bowl game attached to it.
Well,
you
they
know
do
they're going to
play-
want to play in
They
it,
do play a bowl there.
but not a big bowl.
No, but I mean, they're not going to go to. They're not going.
They're not going to get a cotton.
Yeah,
bowl.
exactly.
They're not going to.
No, they're
Animal
they're
Bowl now?
just a host for the championship.
That's right.
Yeah, so like that's the only one like that. Though.
Because that just got changed. I think Dallas just got changed.
What's that?
So somebody's championship hosting just got changed like this week. Like it got pushed back a year. Because I think like New Orleans is like 2027, and I think Dallas was supposed to be
You talking about
2028.
Super Bowl?
No, the
Oh, the
conference-
Natty?
Yeah,
Oh,
Is Vegas the only one that's not a bowl
Raymond
game?
James. I think Raymond James is still a host.
Really?
I think. I might be wrong. Maybe I'm.
did y'all see Saban on Pat McAfee the other day talking about because they had to go play one of the Natties in Indianapolis.
Oh, Indianapolis might be one.
Well, he told Pat.
Hated it.
He said, "Yeah." He said, "The good thing."
Yeah, here we go. Tampa replacing Dallas as host of 2029 CFP.
Oh, isn't Dallas doing some renovations to the stadium?
Well, I think it said scheduling conflict.
Put up
Yeah.
some curtains.
Oh,
NRG.
see, Saban's the opposite of us. He thinks all them games need to be at the bigger stadiums. He said they're built to handle
Yeah.
those type games. But he said, he told Pat, he said, sorry, no offense, but we went to Indianapolis. One, they weren't built for it, and two, they put us in the Indianapolis Colts practice facility. He said maybe the worst facility we've ever been in.
Wow.
Jeez.
So you got Miami next
He don't
year.
care, man.
Miami,
So
then
far.
Vegas. Vegas gets 2027, and then New Orleans, Tampa, and then Miami again. So yeah, Dallas just gets pushed back. Because I saw a tweet saying LSU can't go till 2028 because it's going to be in New Orleans.
It's going to be in New Orleans.
But yeah, Raymond James does get another. Oh wait, did they have the Clemson game? Is that Clemson? Yeah, Clemson, Bama at Raymond James. That makes sense because I remember that one being outside.
Indianapolis makes no sense at all.
Yeah,
I mean, just location, college-wise. I mean,
well, I mean,
But like he
that'd
said,
be the
they
only
can
one.
handle it.
That'd be the only one that'd get into Big Ten country.
yeah,
Everything else is in the South.
because there's no domes up there.
No. Well, why is
What about
it
Detroit?
Minneapolis?
Minneapolis.
They host a Super Bowl. Has Detroit held a Super Bowl back in the day?
Big
right?
Ben won it there.
Yeah.
Jerome Bettis.
I guess just cold weather. They don't want to go up there.
Oh, that was another thing.
Outdated stadium.
That was another
too.
thing too. Nick said it
US
was
Bank is
freezing when we got off the bus.
U.S. Bank is very new though.
Well, I was talking
Minneapolis.
about Ford Field.
Oh yeah. Ford's a little bit, and no one wants to go to Detroit.
No, God no.
But overall, do you think it? What would your letter grade be for the 12-team playoff this year?
C+.
Wow. Okay. Y'all said that at the same time.
Yeah. Well, the lack of
the
of top dog teams, top dog quarterbacks knocked it down. That ain't their fault.
The ranking of it. I mean,
it took so long.
That too, because not only it's a week. Sometimes it was like 9 days.
Yeah.
Because they played on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Well, then they play the following next Saturday.
Yeah.
So,
well, you went December 20th to 21st to the 31st. So that
That's
there is
11 days.
That's a 10 days.
10 to 11 days.
And then here again.
Then from January 1st-ish to the 9th. So that's another 7. 7 to 10. And then
you go another
10
10
days. So
I mean, it was a month. The Ohio State and Notre Dame were in the playoffs for a month.
Yeah.
They had still been playing football for a month. That's crazy, man.
I mean, it just, and then the seating's not good. And that's some of the bracket.
They'll have to fix that. That's gonna be the other big thing.
A huge thing.
But how do you feel about the rest versus rust situation, where we saw all 4 higher seed teams get beat and pretty easily for the most part?
They weren't 4 true higher seeds. Georgia didn't have their quarterback.
The only one was Oregon.
Oregon was the only one, and Ohio State was hot. And Ohio State should have beaten them the first time they played.
But they were hot, but they'd only played one more game since. I mean, they lost to Michigan, then they played the first round game.
Yeah, they got hot in that one game, but like I said, they done played Oregon.
Yeah, but that right there,
I don't think there's an argument necessarily.
If you're an Oregon fan, how do you feel right now?
Well,
how did you feel after Monday night? Whenever you're like, we beat this team, then we get embarrassed after Ohio State did get that game to play, and Oregon, obviously, as we saw, came out lifeless.
The only thing that sucks about Oregon is you're sitting there like Ohio State never played up to their potential all regular season.
Yeah,
I mean that was the Ohio State everybody thought we was going to see all year long.
But even their best game probably that they played all year was against Oregon.
It
was
was
a great game for both teams.
Yeah.
And then you saw a wildly different game.
Then you saw the Will Howard that everybody thought you were going to
Yeah.
see. I mean, he made some money this last month.
He did.
I mean, good kudos to him. But I mean, like Boise and Arizona State was a joke being in the top 4. An absolute joke.
I mean, Arizona State, they handled it. They played a good game.
Yes,
Double overtime game.
They did. They played a good game. They're still at the 4th seed in this whole.
No,
right?
they weren't. They weren't.
I mean, like we got to fix that.
But do you do it? Is it going to happen right now? I saw that they said that discussions are happening about making changes. Like it's not out of the question that changes happen for 2025's.
Yeah, they're
next
still
one.
making tweaks. Yeah,
like it's not like it's going to have to wait 2 or 3 years or something. They said it could happen right now.
I mean, it's as minuscule of rank the top 12 teams, and that's your top 12. You go in that order.
I mean, what I think
that's not hard.
What I think eventually is going to happen is you won't even have conference championship games. That's going to be your first week in your playoffs.
I'm cool with that.
I think that's
I think
eventually-
that's
I
fine.
think that's where they're headed.
Because somebody had said that you're actually at a disadvantage for having to play
huge disadvantage
because you're having to play a whole extra game.
Yeah.
Well, and all 4 of those teams. Well, no, you don't have to play that because you get the bye.
That's true.
So that's where, like, if Oregon
That's
would have
true, it
made,
does balance
if Oregon
out.
would have won the championship, they'd have played the same amount of games as Ohio State. Yeah, because if you win those conference, then
Probably sucks is about it.
You get there and lose it. Penn State.
Well, you're most likely playing a team about to play again in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
In the conference.
well, then
game.
if you do change it to where you don't have conference championships and you rank it just 1 through 12, or you take away the bye from the ACC, Big 12, whatever, if you do that, and then you have an Arizona State go and win their conference championship, and they're not a top 4 seed, then you're causing it to where they're going to have to play, 17 games?
It's a lot.
If they were to make a run. Right now, the benefit of winning your conference championship is that you're almost certainly going to have a bye, besides Clemson. Clemson was the only one, but that was supposed to be for the at-larges, which, it just didn't work that way. But yeah, if Arizona State was, or this year, if Clemson was to have made a run this year, they'd have had to have played 17 games.
Yeah.
So that's like the only negative thing.
My one thing I'll bang the table on till I don't want it to be expanded anymore.
So you don't think going to 16 would make it better for having those bigger schools to play that one game right then?
I don't.
If you take away
anymore.
conference championships, then I think 16 would make sense.
And I don't think, but we just talked about how long it took to play this.
Yeah.
Let's go add 4 more teams.
This wouldn't be, you wouldn't be adding another week. This first week would just have 8 games instead of 4. You take away conference championships, and then
if you take away conference championships,
conference championships, which is that like a real discussion, or is that just people saying?
There's some of the top guys are saying that in order for you to make it better, that can be that's a good thing.
If you take away conference championships and then you introduce 4 more teams, you go to 16. That's a way that you can give everybody a home game, and then you get right into this quarterfinals, and it's not like Oregon this year. They would have hosted 16 seed South Carolina or whatever as the first game. And then this first round is still all on college campuses. And then that way, whenever they went and played Ohio State week 2 in the quarterfinals at the Rose Bowl, it wasn't their first action since the regular season. Mm-hmm. I think that could be the way that you change that, and then you also give everybody that one home game that is a little bit more fun. Now, is a 16 seed going to be to 1? Probably not, but it could happen. And also in those situations, you're going to be getting 15 seed Alabama versus 2 seed Georgia or some crap. Like, that could be a game that could be won by the 15 seed.
You get too far expanded, though, I think you're going to have sit-outs come playoff times.
16's the max. Like that, you're not going above that. I don't think.
They're not. They're wanting to.
I just don't see how you can.
I don't. They're wanting to.
To what?
20. I mean, like
that just seems a little too much.
I know.
I don't know how you could even do that.
I don't either. But that's, and you know what? They're going to because of money.
Yeah.
That's what's frustrating about it. Like, it's just, we're going to make more money. Let's do it.
Yeah.
12, and you're going to have a lot of blowouts. I mean, that first weekend was rough.
It was, but I think it was made up for with how good of.
And I'm hoping that's
the semifinals were.
I'm hoping that's what's going to change we got to get the seating right.
Yeah.
To help that. Because that would have helped a lot of that.
And also the home fields just were that significant as well.
Huge in college football.
It's college, like it's huge
in college football. Huge in college.
But there's no way to fix that.
No,
there's no way to There's no way to do that.
There's not. I mean, that's just college football.
And then that's also the disadvantage of, the Oregons and the Georgias this year. You didn't have that as your first game, so it's almost like you need to have the first round also be neutrals. Or the quarterfinals also be homes.
Yeah, they need to all be neutral.
Yeah.
Or go homes till
the semis.
Yeah.
There's definitely things that can be changed. Overall, I think it started off rough, but I think the last
It just sucks sitting there.
the back half was definitely better.
You see that bottom part of the bracket, like, well, that's a weak bracket. SMU, Penn State, Boise State, like it just had no spark in that part of the bracket.
But really, I mean, who was the spark from up top besides me? Oregon, Ohio State, Texas.
Yeah, I mean, like that. Like you got teams there that
Who was
got dudes.
Those were a lot of people's top 3 best teams.
Yeah, I mean, it just sucks they were all up in the same bracket.
I think it's just.
You remember
more
that was
so-
the 3 teams I said could win a national championship.
Yeah, I mean that was.
How about me predicting the bracket too? By the way,
Yeah, you nailed it.
perfect.
You nailed it. I called Georgia a fraud in August.
Yeah, you
So,
did. You did.
But they really weren't.
They were frauds.
I mean, they really weren't.
They were frauds.
They weren't going to win the whole thing.
No, but they were going to make it to the semis.
Nah. You think they were beating Notre Dame with Carson Beck?
probably,
100%.
No.
probably.
Notre Dame had 177 total yards in that game.
They
would have won.
they beat 'em.
If Georgia would have had quarterback, they would have won.
Nah.
It's just unfortunately in today's college area, you're not going to have a backup worth a crap because they're all bolting.
Yep, they're going to play somewhere.
Oh, they only
They're
had a
gonna play
5-star.
No, God no.
Stockton was he not a 5 or a 4?
If Stockton,
he was a very good
5.
quarterback.
He was not a 5.
Well, God forbid a team doesn't have a backup 5-star.
But I mean, Collins is a 4-star. I mean, 4-star in the quarterback is just not that hard. I mean, let's be honest. There's a lot of horrible 4-star
We shouldn't be
quarterbacks.
feeling sympathy that you're not pulling Tuas off the bench.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, like I kind of miss that.
Why? No, that's more diversity in college football.
But,
That's great.
But the part that sucks is like in the NFL, you usually have a decent guy as a backup quarterback. Not a great, but you're gonna have better than some of these college kids they're putting out.
Mitch Trubisky's the same thing as pulling out Ricky Collins.
If Nuss would have went out,
Mitch could win a game for me, I think.
exactly.
I ain't gonna lie
And he's
to you.
proven
Oh,
it.
God.
He's
I
proven
think
that he
Mitch could
can.
win a game.
Mitch went to the playoffs almost. I mean, they can.
Mitch was 2 doinks away from
Yes.
the playoff
Who's the
win.
backup?
Playoff win.
Who's the backup in KC?
I mean, God,
Carson
Carson
Wentz.
Wentz.
My boy.
All right, so we're feeling good about Carson Wentz.
Shit, I'm the wrong
We're feeling
person
good.
to
We're
ask.
feeling good about Marcus Mariota.
Wrong
We're
person
feeling
to
good
ask.
about Kenny Pickett.
Those guys at least won stuff. These kids in college ain't won nothing and won't win nothing.
But why is that? Like, why are we celebrating teams for having 3 or 4 5-stars in their quarterback room and being like, oh, good for them that they got to bring in another elite of the elite that's going to sit there and make money?
Because they're better.
No, screw that. Let them go to other places. Let them go to transfer from Georgia to Kentucky and go play football.
And good luck.
Yeah.
I
mean, but that's what is the best thing about college football right now is that
Parity.
you don't have one team that's just loaded from top to bottom.
I miss that.
That's
Because
insane, man.
because when you beat that team, you beat that team.
But yeah, then you also have that
When
team.
you took Saban's
you also
Bama-
have that team dominate college football for a decade.
When you took Saban's Bama team down, you felt like you meant something.
So
Like
it's
you
better.
beat that.
It's better having an
Did you enjoy
Alabama
2019
dominate the
LSU?
game. It's better having an Alabama.
Did you enjoy 2019 LSU?
I enjoyed 2019
You'll never
LSU.
see that again. Ever.
Why?
Because some
Because
of those
of-
players are gone.
Joe Burrow?
No, you're never seeing that again.
How?
Because you can't keep that much talent on the field on a team anymore.
It was 4 guys.
No, it was not.
It was 4.
You put 16 in the draft.
But you think about that team. What at its core cannot be replaced is Joe Burrow, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase.
yeah,
That was the thing that makes it special and stand out from everybody
You
else.
saw that with Jaden, and Brian Thomas, and Neighbors. It's
Yeah.
more than just those guys.
No, but those are the 3 things that make them different and stand out. You tell me we'll never get Patrick Queen again, or we'll never get Derek Stingley again?
What I'm saying is like, okay, a Joe
We'll never
Burrow.
get Thaddeus Moss and Terrence Marshall again? Clyde?
Tell me when you gonna see a team like that again?
Thad was a transfer.
But no, the thing that made that team special and different and what
Clyde got
sets,
the scholarship because of Darius Geis.
what sets them apart from everybody in college history is Joe Burrow, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. That's not a debate.
Well, no, but also that
The rest of the team was also fantastic. Yes.
Yeah, you're forgetting about like some of those guys on defense.
But them dudes wouldn't have transferred.
But the defense.
They were all starters.
No, not those guys would. But I'm talking about
transfer
like,
then.
Dude, that defense.
I don't understand the argument then.
Like Grant Delpit was out most of that year with injury. Okay, he got hurt. Okay, you put a pretty good safety back in there now. Now you don't have that depth like you used to.
Was he hurt that whole year?
He wasn't hurt that whole year, but
that's when he won the award.
No, he won the award
the next
year because
that was his career award.
Yeah, because the career award because he really didn't deserve it. I mean, you're going to have Ohio State, like you said the other night. That was a great talent. They were loaded, and yet they still lost games because once but
I don't think anything about LSU's defense or depth overall that year was outlandishly loaded. They weren't a loaded team. You can make the argument that Alabama was the better roster that year.
They had the most draft picks ever until the next year.
Because they succeeded that well. But what made them different was Joe Burrow, Justin Jefferson, and Jamar Chase. No doubt.
Yeah.
You could replace Clyde with Caden Durham, and they probably would have been the same thing. You could replace Thad Moss with Trey'Dez Green, and they'd probably be not that different.
Thad Moss was pretty
he was good, yeah.
Pretty solid.
But
he's pretty solid.
But where's he been now? Like he was a good college football
player. He's at
player.
home and Randy.
I mean, Terrace Marshall
had a crazy
Jamar
year.
Chase, Justin Jefferson. Most likely now, one of those receivers are bolting to be number one somewhere.
I don't know about that. You see Ohio State.
I mean, they had two guys.
Carnell Tate's very good.
Tate's okay. Yeah, he's not bad, but Tate's not a true one.
That's the offense, though.
Yeah,
Joe Burrow's the reason that there was 3 guys that had 15 touchdowns that year.
Well,
if you put Joe Burrow on that team, Carnell Tate probably has 10 touchdowns.
But I mean, those guys like you see, like we're talking about Xavier.
Yeah,
like Xavier he bolted because he didn't just be a little patient and wait and stay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that's your depth. It keeps getting just thrown away where you can't keep a team. You won't see an undefeated team anymore. I don't think.
Well, I mean we had won 15 games, but then they just lost.
And then they got beat, but they still had to win 3 more.
But it wasn't because of lack of depth that they didn't win.
Do I know?
The lack of depth isn't why Oregon lost by 30 to Ohio State.
No, but I mean
They just got out beat. Like they just got dominated. Yeah,
actually.
straight up. I think that you can absolutely replicate the dominance of an LSU nowadays, but what stood apart for that team and in history is Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, no doubt.
Oh yeah.
Everything else about that team, outside of maybe the like insane eliteness of a Stingley, and
very insane.
Like Queen, you can replace. Delpit was also very good back then, but
very good.
You see Caleb Downs now.
Jacob Phillips.
Yeah, Jacob Phillips was nothing. Like he was good then. He wasn't anything crazy.
Clyde was phenomenal for that team.
He was, but we just saw Judkins in the championship. You see plenty of good running backs.
And Travion.
Yeah, Travion Henderson. Crap, Texas had the blue kid that was like their 4th stringer. They got. You can replicate most of that. What makes that team so special was Joe Burrow. It was 3 players. That's what stands it out in history.
Joe.
Yeah, Joe mainly, yes. But
because receivers, I mean, we've seen those come to LSU.
Yeah, definitely.
We saw that just recently. They didn't win nothing for us.
Yeah, but then
I
think you can. I think it's better for college football that you have the diversity, and you don't have that one, maybe 2 teams that is just absolutely loaded from top to bottom and 5 and 4 stars. That's just your nostalgia missing the old days. That's what that is.
The TV watching it though. That's what kind of hurt watching Monday night.
But Ohio State was that.
They were. They were playing a team that was not. Far from it.
Georgia was not playing that either. But when they played TCU.
When now?
When Georgia played TCU.
And that game didn't appeal to me either.
Yeah, but
I had when you saw that matchup, like, oh, this is not going to be good. Like the semi game was better.
Who was Georgia's who was their other team?
But I mean, I
Alabama and Ohio State, I guess.
Yeah, they were. I mean, that was.
I don't know.
I gotta go home.
I just want to see a dominant team.
Oh, they got the old logo.
I guess another one. Like I want to see dudes against dudes, and I don't know if you're going to see that.
Yeah,
I think you're going to see a Notre Dame type team, another team slip in there because they got on the good bracket, and they're just an average good team, not a great team. I'm afraid you're going to keep seeing that.
I just can't think of too many times in which we saw two great loaded teams.
I mean,
the Georgia-Alabama championship game, that
LSU
one was.
Clemson was loaded. They had NFL dudes everywhere on both sides of the field.
Yeah.
Clemson had guys
and
everywhere.
Still, it was a
LSU
won it handily.
They were
like,
just
never
that much better, but there were guys on Clemson.
There were.
Lots of NFL dudes.
And Notre Dame's got plenty of guys that are going drafted.
But like
Texas, Ohio State has plenty of guys that's going to be drafted.
I love that.
Penn State's going to have plenty drafted
that
as well.
Texas Ohio State game was fun because there were dudes everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, if it freaking Ewers could actually play quarterback decently, that game was been even better. I mean, match player to player, Texas and Ohio State matched up the same. It's just quarterback. Will Howard just played better.
Yeah, and in Penn State, Notre Dame, the only thing that holds it back is quarterback.
And skill players.
But still, at the end of the day, they produce NFL talent at the same rate as Texas and Oregon.
They do at certain positions, yeah. Like I mean,
that's the thing. It determines.
But I mean, Drew Aller and
skill players and a quarterback is the only thing that sets it apart.
Yeah, Riley Leonard and Drew Aller kind of hold some of that back too. In skill players, I mean, that's what Ohio State. I mean, they knew Notre Dame could score on them.
Yeah.
I mean, you man up on them; those receivers aren't getting anywhere on them.
Yeah.
That's what part of Riley Leonard's getting killed. I mean, he looked around and there was nothing. I mean, he had no shot.
Yeah.
Until Ohio State started playing some prevent, and then all of a sudden some guys started getting open. It wasn't schemed all of a sudden that changed things for Notre Dame. It was just they went to a prevent style, which I never understand why. But
what makes them, we've seen it many times where like a team that is loaded with the skill positions and stuff just gets beat down by the others. Like, is it more so, yes, skill positions and the quarterback make it more fun for the viewer to watch. Like, it's more offensively appealing.
Yeah, but like even Notre Dame's defensive line, I mean, they were solid defensive line. They weren't the same dudes Ohio State on their defensive line.
I mean, they're going to have a draft pick too.
Yeah,
and Ohio State had a lot of
Ohio State had some dudes.
They had two 5th, 6th year seniors that have been playing. They're just college guys that have been there forever.
I mean,
like Sawyer ain't going to be much in the NFL.
No.
And neither is the JTT dude. Came in as like a very, very
highly,
but honestly ain't done a lot.
No,
but he's just a name that you see and a guy that you've seen in college for 5 years, and it sticks out a little bit more. But I don't know. It's just college football overall is always unbalanced.
Yeah,
and I just like that this year was more balanced than ever.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it didn't feel balanced still, in my opinion. I mean, we had blowouts everywhere.
But at the end of the day, none of us really knew who was going to win the championship.
I mean, once Ohio
State got past Oregon, you knew.
Once they did the Tennessee thing, I said it's over.
Yeah, but
I mean,
still Oregon was the favorite to most people.
To most people, yeah.
I mean, in our bracket, me and Chance were the only ones that picked Ohio State. Everybody else, I think, went Oregon.
Yeah, well, I would have if I'd have picked them because I said it was the Ryan Day factor. They're either losing the first one or winning it all, one of the two. I mean, I just picked them because I just thought the Ryan Day stuff was that serious, and it was. He had security around his family. Yeah. I mean, it was bad. Like that's the only reason I did pick Ohio State over Oregon. I picked them betting wise once they got there, but I just felt like Ohio State they were the best team.
Yeah,
I mean, it wasn't even close.
They were the best team, and they still lost 2 games this year.
Yeah, and they lost 2 games, yeah.
And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's a good thing for college football.
No, I mean, it's not a terrible thing. Regular season was fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it did hurt.
But it kind of goes back to the discussion we had about the NBA where, you don't have the Steph Currys and the Warriors dominating. Yeah. You don't have the LeBrons and the Lakers dominating as much anymore. It's the Thunder and the Cavs.
Yeah.
When you don't have Alabama and Georgia dominating with their star-studded, loaded teams, it might not be as good for the viewers, but it might be better for, the sport to a certain extent.
And unfortunately, that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's
All it
about
cares about is the viewers.
The viewers, because
Yeah.
that's where the money's at.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if the NBA Finals this year was somehow Steph versus the Warriors, I mean, Steph versus the Celtics, it'd crush the ratings. Or if LeBron got traded to the Cavs and they ran it back again,
Yeah.
it'd be awesome for the ratings.
Yeah.
But it's not. If
it's Cleveland versus Denver.
If the playoffs this year went and it was Texas versus Georgia for the freaking third time this year, ratings would have been better probably.
Phenomenal.
And yet I would have been like, I don't want to watch this crap again. Like,
well, and the ratings would have been better too because it's
SEC country.
SEC country.
Yeah.
I mean, that's shown that the numbers are better.
Yeah.
That route.
And that's just another thing I have against. And obviously, I mean, I love LSU. I love a lot of what comes from the SEC, but God, I hate the stigmatism around it. It's so annoying.
But I mean, that's in every sport, though.
Yeah, that's just how Southern people are more.
But I mean, they do love it more. I mean, you even hear the.
But I also see a lot of diehard people that love Ohio State football.
Oh yeah, they
love
do.
Michigan
yeah,
football.
Absolutely. But it's different. It literally, I mean, it's more down here than it is up there.
The thing down here is the casual viewer down here doesn't care at all about anything north of Tennessee.
Yeah.
But up there, people that watch Ohio State, Michigan still will care about what's happening with Georgia and LSU and Alabama. That's the thing. I just feel people just down here just don't have an open mind.
Well, I mean, because it doesn't really matter other than there's few teams up north.
But can they not feel that same way up there? It doesn't really matter outside of Alabama, Georgia, LSU.
I mean, they feel
Texas.
the same way up there. It's just a couple teams up there that really matter, and they know that.
I mean, yeah, you got Ohio State, you got Michigan, you got Penn State, you got Oregon.
That's it.
And you got like 4 or 5 down
here.
here.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, crap, I'm throwing LSU in that, and we probably shouldn't even be
I mean,
included.
Honestly.
Yeah. We've made the playoffs like what? Once?
But I mean, that's really what all matters.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really just 8 to 10 teams.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing.
There's 8 to 10 that can win it all.
That's it.
It's just more so how much do you care about watching otherwise?
I mean, I do.
Yeah. And this year, I loved watching Indiana this year.
I mean,
that was my favorite team to watch during the regular season.
I'll watch other teams all over.
But
now,
that's where it hurts for the casual viewer.
You lose the West Coast teams, but
yeah, they see an Indiana team and they don't care.
Yeah,
they saw a Washington team last year, probably didn't care. Me and Chance were staying up watching that every week. We loved our Huskies. Like that's just the stuff. And you know how I love Corvallis and Oregon State. Pac-12, baby.
Ooh.
Yeah,
who?
Hey, Pac-8. Texas State might be joining, huh?
Hey, my boy Keppel.
Yeah.
OC.
We'll see if they actually do it. But yeah, it's an interesting situation for college football overall. Like you can have a discussion about it for hours and hours, and there's no one right way to go about it. Like there really isn't. Like everybody's going to have their own opinion on how it needs to be and how it needs to change.
You have to separate. So you get 2 teams. You got to separate Power 4 versus Group of 5.
Yeah, I mean that's another way you can go about it. It's crazy.
That is the way to go about it.
But then, yeah, there's a lot that needs to be changed. Yeah. There's a lot.
Like I don't want to see Boise back there and get it. I mean, I really don't. Like that has nothing.
Yeah.
I mean that's not going. It's going to be that result. I just don't want that. They're not playing the same schedule. They're not playing the same guys. I mean, it's not their. I'm not bashing them. I mean, it's just
them being the bye this year was just like worst case scenario.
It's a joke.
It was worst case scenario. Them being a 12 seed playing Texas would have been fine.
Be fine. It's going to be a blowout. But hey, go ahead.
The ACC and the Big 12 being so
chances
bad
to go win something though. Let them have their own natty. Let them have their own playoffs.
Yeah, we've had that discussion plenty of times.
Give them a chance to win something.
It'll never happen.
I don't know.
They'll never have 2 separate natties.
I don't know.
They never will.
I don't know.
We'll be dead before it happens.
The
world will end before it happens.
Because I mean, the Power 4 is really about to become their own thing. These Group of 5 don't have a chance.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where we're going. So I mean, it's going to happen eventually. It's happening already.
It's going to be a mess. That's what it's
Why do
going
you
to be.
think like Texas State's trying to bolt to the Pac-12?
Yeah.
Makes no sense regionally, but they're like, we better hurry up or we're going to get left.
Mm-hmm.
Just like why freaking Stanford and Cal's in the ACC.
Yeah.
We're going to get left, and we know it. We better jump in somewhere.
Why Northern Illinois go to the Mountain West?
That's a step up. For 'em.
Is it?
I mean,
That's
versus
so
the
weird.
whatever the Mac, whatever they're
hey.
in. I mean,
That's so
a
weird,
step
though.
up, though.
So weird.
It's money.
Yeah.
Sad, man.
It is. All right. That was fun.
Go Tigers.
This ain't how it's supposed to be. It should be just you and me.